Hello, hello, intuitive friends. We're back. I'm back. For those of you who are watching this after the live stream, welcome. My name is Lexa Tarot, and I am a second degree Reiki practitioner as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. And if you are interested in learning more about me, my client testimonials, or my credentials, just take a look down below in the description box. All the information is there. I also have the free link there to Cafe Astrology. Because the reading that I'm going to be doing today, it's going to be what your guides want you to know. But I'm going to be focusing on the fact that Neptune is going back. It's going to re-enter Pisces to complete its retrograde. Okay. And that's going to be happening on October 22nd. And that's going to last all the way through January 20. Let's say 25th, because on the 26th in 2026, it's going to enter in Aries. So I want to talk a little bit about that because that's super important. One of many, of course, but one of the planetary shifts that's happening. And the fact that Neptune, rules Pisces, and the fact that it's going to retrograde in Pisces, it's an important time for us to chit chat a little bit about that. So I'll give you more about that in a minute. So for those of you who are watching this after the live stream, you too can take part in these free 5-minute readings. All you need to do is subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell and all alerts. And then as soon as I am on and doing a reading, you are going to be notified. Okay. That being said, hello, intuitive friends. For those of you who are joining me live now, welcome back. I know I haven't done a live, I should say, for the past week or so, but I've been super, super busy behind the scenes. But I'm back. I will be doing a reading of live readings marathon today. So you will be seeing me today doing different things. First part is doing this free reading for you guys. And then later on, I'm going to come back and give you a super chat live as well for those of you who would like to ask me a question. And I'll give you a reading. So I'll talk more about that towards the end. Okay. But that being said, let's see who's here. Let's say hello. And I'll talk a little bit about what I'll be channeling today. Hello, everyone. Wow, full house today. Hello, everyone. Hello, Sky High. Hi, Monica. Hello, Tarot with Tanvi. Hello, Patty. Big 215. Welcome. Elena, welcome. Daniela, welcome. Tan. Hello, Tan. Great to see you. And Jack Mac. So basically the order that I just called you in, that's the order that you're coming in on the chat. So I'm going to write, actually, I forgot to bring a sheet of paper. Let me bring a sheet of paper and then we're going to start talking a little bit about what the reading will be today, okay? All right, intuitive friends, welcome, welcome. All right, let me start writing down the list and then we're going to talk a little bit about what the focus on the reading is going to be, okay? All right, intuitive friends, thank you for stopping by. Please remember that those of you who do a super thanks or a super sticker or a super chat will be getting extra time and extra information on your reading, okay? So first we have Sky High. Hello, Sky High. Welcome back. This is a new week. Obviously, I wasn't here during the week because, like I said, I was super busy. Monica, welcome back. How are you? All right, number 3, we have, actually, hold on one second. All right. It disappeared from my, okay, here it goes. Monica, Sky High, Tarot with Tanvi. All right, Tarot with Tanvi, you are number 3. Number 4, we have Patty. Hello, Patty. Welcome back. After Patty, we have number 5. We have Bake 215. After Bake 215, we have Eleni. Elena. All right, you are number 6. Number 7, we have Daniela. Hello, Daniela. After Daniela, we have Tan. Hello, Tan. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way until I get to the last person on the list, and then I'm going to close it. So this is your chance, intuitive friends. After Tan, we have Jack Mac. Hello, Jack Mac. Welcome back. After Jack Mac, we have Purified Soul. Hello, Purified Soul. Welcome back. After Purified Soul, we have It's Me Again. Hello, It's Me Again. Welcome back, my dear. Okay, it's a full house today. After It's Me Again, we have Mayra Hermoso. Hello, Mayra. Mayra Hermoso. All right. After Myra, we have Jock Calisthenics. Hello, Jock Calisthenics. Welcome back. And then we have then we have Ed. Hello, Ed. Welcome, intuitive friends. Ed Garcia. All right, so I'm going to, is that the last person on the list? All right, so intuitive friends, please note that this reading is not for you asking me a personal question. I will be coming back later for that type of reading. You just need to be aware that all right, I'm just closing the session, sorry. There we go. For those readings, they're not free, okay? So just pay attention, turn on your notification bell and all alerts, and then of course, you'll find out exactly when I'll be doing those readings, okay? All right, intuitive friends, I'm excited. Today is a new session. It's also, let me talk a little bit about why I changed it up a bit for actually, it's going to be for the next probably 2 weeks. I'm going to be on this topic. So if you're getting a reading today, you already know, maybe for the next week to week and a half, you're not going to be able to participate again through the Hello, intuitive friends. I am back. Pardon the glitch. We're back. All right. So of course I still have the list here, so no worries. Even if there is a glitch with the connection, you are still on. And it's so funny because I had a feeling. Let me just make sure everyone's on the list before I move on towards the readings today. So I want to talk a little bit about what I'm going to be channeling today. All right. So Neptune, when it enters a sign, it's in a sign for quite some time. Okay. So Neptune has been in Pisces for about 14, 13 years, okay? It's going to go into Aries, all right, permanently for the next 14 years, all right? Why is that important? Well, because Neptune has been in Pisces for such a long time, that shift that's going to happen on January 26th is going to impact the next 14 years, okay? So, that being said, Neptune is re-entering Pisces, all right, completing its retrograde. So it's going to go back into Pisces the October 22nd all the way to January 26, 2026, where it will be in Aries for for a while. All right. Now, planets do that little peekaboo situation. So although Neptune has been in Pisces for quite some time, it did do a little brief peekaboo from March to October 2025. Okay, so it's been in there. So for those of you who are like, yeah, well, isn't it wasn't it in air? Yeah, it was. It did a little peekaboo, but it's not stationed there permanently. It will be stationed there permanently come January 26th. So why is this important? Well, listen, number one, Neptune rules Pisces. Neptune is associated or governs the 12th house. So if you know anything about your astrological natal chart, take a look at your 12th house. Okay, who's in your 12th house? What astrological natal sign is in your 12th house? Because it may be impacting, that area there. Okay, especially when it shifts. Now, there has been benefits of Neptune being in Pisces, okay, for that time. Chances are that's the time that you have seen yourself, okay, the past 14 years, you've seen yourself evolve spiritually, all right? Maybe you've been more connected to your psychic abilities, your sixth senses, your ability to connect more with your creativity, art, music, literature, things of that nature as well. All right. So, although the traditional planet that was connected to Pisces is Jupiter, the modern one is Neptune. Okay. So, Neptune does rule Pisces. So, I'm going to be channeling messages focusing on the potential. Say, what potential soul lesson do you need to know or complete before Neptune permanently goes into Aries? Okay. And again, that shift, yeah, it's been brief now from March to October, but on October 22nd, it's going to re enter Pisces in retrograde. All right. So we're going to talk about how that may be influencing things in your life at this moment in time, or what the big, important, massive lessons have been. Also, I don't know what's going to come out in the reading, to be quite honest, until I start. I definitely did get channeled that I should do this reading because there is a big significance for many of us, that shift. Okay. Like I said, even though Neptune is in doing a little peekaboo session at this moment in time in Aries, it is going to station itself permanently for 14 years in Aries. Okay, so before it does all that, okay, on October 22nd, like I said, it's going to go back into Pisces from October, November, December, and then January 26th is going to shift into Aries permanently. All right, so wanted to explain that because sometimes it's like, well, why is this significant? It's significant because chances are the past 14 years of your life, since 2012, when Neptune has been in Pisces, all the way to January, let's say 25th of 2026, the majority of the time Neptune has been in Pisces, and chances are that's when you have been able to amplify your intuitive gifts, or you've been more curious about certain creativities in your life, certain passions, and things of that nature. So we'll see what comes through here for each and every one of you. Again, it is a 5-minute reading. If you are interested in making this a more in-depth reading, then feel free to do a super sticker or a super chat, but please understand that I'm not taking personal questions. If you want to do that, you're more than welcome to join my super chat live, which I will be doing later today. All right. All right. For those of you who are watching, welcome. My name is Lexa Tarot. I am a second-degree Reiki practitioner, as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. And I'm going to start here. My credentials are down below, and they're also in the chat. For those of you who are interested in getting your own free astrological natal chart, take a look at Cafe Astrology. Fabulous. I've used it myself. You don't have to know the exact time of your birth. You could just put your date of birth. But if you know exactly the time that you were born, you're going to get more. And yes, it's totally free. So there you go. All right. Hello, Dorella. Welcome. Unfortunately, it is closed, but feel free to join during the week because I will be coming back. All right. All right, Sky High, are you here? Come on down, Sky High. Let me know you're here because we're starting your reading. Focusing here on what potential soul lessons you either need to know or that you may be completing before Neptune shifts into Aries on January 26th. January 26, 2026, okay? So we're really focusing on that Neptune in Pisces that's going to re-enter. It's been there for 14 years, but it's going to re-enter on October 22nd all the way until January 25th. And then on the 26th, it's going to finally leave once and for all. Pisces, its natural placement there. Okay. And then it's going to go into Aries. And once that shift occurs, I'll do this reading again, but focusing on Neptune and Aries. Okay. So stay tuned for 2026. That's going to be very interesting to see how that may come up. So Sky High, let's see what's coming through for you. What potential soul lessons you need to know or that you may potentially need to complete before the final shift. Okay. All right. Please remember, Sky High, that these messages are for entertainment purposes only. And let's see what's coming through for you, my dear. Okay. Entertainment purposes only. And we have here for you, Sky High, 4 of Pentacles. Okay. With the Judgment. All right. So let's take those two. All right, so first and foremost, like I said, Neptune went into Pisces in 2012. Okay, that's when it first occurred. So if you were born in the 80s, okay, so I'm gonna go in order. If you were from oldest to what could potentially be youngest, and of course, I didn't add the 60s there, so don't worry. Next time I'll add it. But if you were born in the 70s, in 2012, you may have been in your early 30s to your early 40s. Okay. If you were born in the 1980s, okay, in 2012, you were in your early 20s going into your early 30s. And if you were born in the 90s, you were in your teen years all the way to your early 20s. Okay. So if we're going to take a look at how much of an impact, that's been quite some time from then till now. Okay. So Sky High, okay, just place the 5-minute here. And so I feel here that you may have had many lessons throughout that 14-year span. And again, Neptune is going to re-enter Pisces on October 22nd. But what I'm getting here, especially with the 4 of Pentacles here for you, is that there may have been here a learning of or some type of connection here with hanging on to the things that have been important to you. Maybe even deciphering here for yourself what what connections were important, what people or environments may have been super valuable to you. There may have been lessons that you may have had repeated there throughout that time, okay? Especially with the fact that the Judgment card is here. Okay, as you know, Judgment is ruled by Pluto. It's about that renewal and evolution. So I do feel that within these approximate 14 years or so of Neptune being in Pisces, and again, it's going to re-enter that October 22nd, there has been this sense of learning a lesson over and over again, either one or two things. It's either because it's been difficult for you to figure out the actual lesson so you don't repeat it, or that you had difficulty here on fully healing something that was super important. Okay. Either way, there's a sense now, as again, as Neptune does its final lap here in Pisces, okay, that there's going to be this sense of you finally figuring something out. It's as if whatever those lessons or those situations, circumstances, or events from the past or recent past, it's like you finally got it. Okay, there's this sense of like an epiphany. You've been able to connect the dots more now at the later part of this, transit of Neptune and Pisces than maybe you have had, in the earlier years. Okay. So Judgment card here is telling me that there's this sense here of you really taking a second look at things that have been very important. You've changed things. You may have even here, and again, take this as it may resonate. You may even have reconnected with your intuition, your spirituality. Maybe mediumship, maybe here being able to connect with premonitions in your dream premonitions here, mediumship, sixth senses, and things of that nature. So let's see what else is coming through for you, my dear. You have here the 10 of Cups, okay? At this moment in time, okay, what your soul wants you to know, right? Your soul lessons, your guides want you to know about the soul either lesson that you need to know, or what you are completing right now is you really taking into account the fact that the things that you have been wishing, wanting, or can you guys hear me? Hello, testing 1 2 3. I never checked my audio all this time. My apologies. You may be entering kind of like the part of your life right now where you're starting to value your inner joy. It may be connected to other people. It doesn't have to, but it may be connected to other people as well. Friends, family, loved ones. Okay. All right, let's take a look. I was actually going to go for this deck, but for whatever reason, I ended up picking up this one. So let's see what your soul lesson. All right, here you go. Look at that. By the way, it was supposed to be this card. Look at what came out. Exactly what I was just talking about. Validation, confirmation. Your sixth chakra. Okay. You are feeling more stable, sky high. There's more stability and security in regards to your spiritual awareness, in regards to your intuition. Came out twice for you, especially with Judgment card. Remember, I was talking about those six senses, mediumship, and things of that nature. Okay. Remember, intuitive friends, that Neptune rules or governs the 12th house, which is about intuition, which is about dreams and spirituality. Okay, the unseen realms. So it's coming across here as there's this more of an awareness, more of a connection here, sky high, between you and your higher self. And, I feel that there's this sense of like you valuing that part or that side of yourself. It's no longer you feeling either for a lack of a better word, afraid or ashamed of that side of you or of that sensitivity within you. It's more you coming to that awareness. Look at that. You have the king here and it says authority and diplomacy. It's like you're owning your spirituality. You're stepping up to the plate and you're like, yeah, you know what? You're embracing it. Okay. So this kind of like moment where Neptune has been in Pisces, and again, I know it's doing a little peekaboo in Aries for a little while, but it will go back to Pisces October 22nd till like mid-January. This is talking about here you being able to really look at the past or recent past with a sense of leadership, kind of understanding those lessons now, seeing and connecting those dots now. Sky High, I hope these messages have been insightful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and continue to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. I hope these messages have been beneficial, have given you some type of clarity here in some way, shape, or form. Thank you so much, Sky High. Up next, we have Monica. Monica, you are up next. Intuitive friends, for those of you who are new or visiting, welcome. The list is already closed, okay, intuitive friends. The list is already closed for the day. I mean, for this session, I should say. But no worries. I will be channeling these messages throughout the next week to week and a half. Okay, so no worries. All right. If you missed it now, you're gonna connect with me later. What I am gonna do, especially for those who are interested in this topic, all right, because this is a different topic. I normally would have done this topic as a super chat only, although you can ask it as a super chat when it's your turn to ask. But I was downloading deep meditation last night, and I was told that this is super, super important for us to chat about, spiritually speaking, okay? All right. So up next, we have Monica. Hello, Monica. Thank you so much for your super. Greatly appreciate it, Monica. All right. Oh, daughter of Saturn and Saline. The list is closed, my love. The list is closed. Please note, intuitive friends, the list is closed. Okay, close session for today. All right, intuitive friends. But thank you so much for your super, daughter of Saline. Oh, just sending me some love. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much, my love. Thank you so much. All right, Monica. Thank you so much, daughter of Saturn, Saline. I greatly appreciate it, my love. All right, Monica. Okay, so for those of you who are wondering what a super sticker or a super chat gives you, right? What is it? What do you get back from it? This is going to be a reading because Monica did a super, right? She did a super sticker. This is a reading or a super, right? So this is going to be a reading of those of you who would like to do that. When you do the super sticker or the super chat, you're going to get more messages, okay? So perfect timing here for those of you who are interested in that. After Monica, we have Tarot with Tanvi. So Tarot with Tanvi. And then after Tarot with Tanvi, we have, let me just go over the list real quick. We have Monica coming up now. Tarot with Tanvi, you're up next after Monica. Patty Alvarez, you're after Tarot with Tanvi, followed by Big 215, followed by Alina, followed by Daniela, followed by Tan, followed by Jack Mack, followed by Purified Soul, followed by It's Me Again, followed by Myra Hermoso, followed by Jock Calisthenics, and last but not least, we have Ed Garcia last on the list, okay? All right, intuitive friends, let's take a look. Thank you so much. All right, let's see here, Monica. What's coming through for you? Please, Monica, Monica, just please remember that these messages are for entertainment purposes only. And I'm going to be channeling messages focusing on what potential soul lesson you need to know or complete before the universe shifts from Pisces into Aries. Okay. So Neptune in Pisces, what do you need to know? Okay, it's going to re-enter. You have Four of Wands energy, followed by the Hanged Man. Okay. Between 2012 to 2025, there could have been here a sense of, first and foremost, Four of Wands. We're talking about stability. Four of Wands is also known as the marriage card. Okay. So there could have been here either a marriage or there could have been here a very, very important and powerful connection here, or a phase in your career that solidified either what you were passionately connected to or have been, like, it sparked you into kind of like, yeah, this is the this is the path that I want to achieve. Okay. There could have been a lot of planning here in regards to that, and there could have been some major achievements. But what I'm getting here is that between 2012 to 2025, there may have been a period where something stopped. Okay, because you have the Hanged Man here. So there may have been a full and complete pause or stop. All right. The Hanged Man is a super powerful energy because it's one of those energies in tarot. Well, the card, obviously, and what it brings with it is the sense of taking a hard pause. And while something is on stop or may have, you know, taken a pause, it's time for you to, take a look at the new perspective of something. So there could have been something that you thought was rock solid, and then all of a sudden it just boop, something went on pause. Okay. Now it went on pause because you needed to see something for either for what it really was, or you needed to gain a new perspective in something that you may have been experiencing during that time frame. Okay. And that's how this is coming across. So what your potential soul lesson needs to know, what you need to potentially complete here before the universe shifts from Pisces into Aries, is that understanding that you can see things in a very different way. So you may be seeing endings in a different way. You may be analyzing powerful connections, or the stability here of some things here that you thought were going to make you happy, and maybe the fulfillment may have come in a different way. Okay, especially here with the Hanged Man. So the Four of Wands says the universe brings all that it needs to feel bliss. Like I said, there could have been very happy, life-changing moments here during that time. And here with the Hanged Man, there may have been a moment here where there was a pause on that. Okay, let's get more information here. And again, Monica, thank you so much for your super. And let's see here, because talking about, okay, something wants to, okay, there we go. So that just came out by itself. So you have Gavel. I'm going to talk about that. I would even say, because Gavel just literally jumped out of the deck, I would say if you were in a connection, there could have been, or a marriage, there could have been a divorce. Okay, there could have been something here very much connected to the justice system. So if there was a marriage, there may have been a divorce, or if there was a marriage, there could have been a huge pause. This could be talking about custody, children. There could have been some type of legal or legality situation here between 2012 and 2025. Okay, so there may have been that type of shift here. You do have here April. Okay, now April is super important here in some way, shape, or form. Okay, because this is another one that just popped out of the deck. Now April could be a time where some of these shifts may have occurred. So it could have been the birth of a child, it could have been the starting of a career, it could have been a marriage, a connection, something powerful here connected to April. But April is also known as spring season. So if it's not April, it could be something that may have occurred March, April, May, all the way to June 20th, because that's when the season shifts. There could have been a very powerful shift here for you during that time frame. Some type of awareness here that may have occurred, because it's really right under that hanged man. Okay. So there could have been a very big shift for you. Something, again, very powerful, very happy, because Four of Wands is about that bliss. All right. So something very happy, very powerful, maybe even life changing for you, because it made you see something from a different perspective. It could have been a different role in your life also, whether it's a different role that you may have encountered between 2012 and 2025, whether it be at work or in your personal sphere, but that is coming through. See, you have here with gavel involvement with the law, and this is the one that just popped up by itself. So again, there could have been here some type of legality. If you are in a career that is about the legal work, it could be, or law enforcement or things of that nature, this could be connected to you really being inspired by something in the law enforcement field. Doesn't have to, but it could. So again, I'm giving you everything that's coming through. So it could be any of that. Could have been a divorce, it could have been child custody, it could have been you being more connected to balancing. Also, remember, something here could have been also connected here to Libra as well. And you have here chair and desk and skull. Okay, so those are the ones that we're doing a little peekaboo. So I'm going to give you more information on that. Okay, so first you have here chair empty. Someone is leaving your life. I mean, talk about validation confirmation. I just shuffled it. It came out by itself. There's no cherry picking here, intuitive friends. You already know. This is basically giving you validation confirmation of what I was feeling. Okay. So either you left a situation, circumstance, event, person, or environment, maybe connection, work, and went in another direction, or things shifted for you. You do have empty chairs. So whether it was that you decided or someone decided for you, or that there was a huge shift that may have occurred, especially with this hanged man energy. Okay. So again, validation confirmation. Desk, pay attention to your work. Again, during 2012 through 2025, that transit where Neptune has been in Pisces and will re-enter October 22nd. What you need to know is that, yeah, there may have been more focus here on your career. Things may have shifted. Again, there could have been a very happy moment here that shifted your view on how you were going to work or in regards to your career. Skull, hidden secrets can harm you. There could have been here a revelation during that time, okay? During this Neptune transit in Pisces, which it's doing a little peekaboo in Aries right now, but it's going to go right back into Pisces starting October 22nd until January. And then, of course, there's going to be another shift. But the reason that I'm saying this is right now, there could be even just you could have found out many information. You could have found out things could have been revealed for you during this time frame. Okay, so these are the things that are coming through. Of course, I'm going to give you more, but this is the part of your reading that is very much connected to that shift. Look at that shift. Okay, there may have been here a breakup, separation, divorce, or you leaving, walking away, emotionally disconnecting, or physically walking away from either an environment, a career path, or a person. You have ship here. Okay. All right. Child, right? You left that, whether it was, again, you chose it or not. You may have left that situation, circumstance, or event or person to enter a new, look at that with the sickle. Yeah. Something broke up during that time for you. And you know, I'm going to say that it's coming through as if it was needed for you to see things in a different point of view. Okay, whatever this was, it was a huge shift, and that shift brought a lot of clarity for you. Okay, a lot of clarity has come through for you. Okay. Look at that. You seen this? I'm not picking. It is jumping out the deck for you here, Monica. Destroy, be affected. Unhealthy relationships. Through destruction, new beginnings emerge. Validation, confirmation, exactly what I said before. Okay? Someone may have left. You may have chosen. The other person may have chosen. There could have been a breakup, separation, or divorce, or you walking away from a career path. Ship, again, leaving something behind. Okay? So basically, giving validation confirmation, something you felt shattered. You felt totally devastated and shattered by this situation, circumstance, or event. But what Neptune in Pisces during those 14 years has, in a way, shown you here, Monica, is that, you know, there were certain decisions that you needed to make because there was something here that wasn't clear. Okay, there's something here that wasn't working. Okay, whether for whatever reason, don't know. I'm not going to get into the reasons here, but you know, I'm picking up that it was just it was needed. Something was not healthy here. Okay, that's why you have here unhealthy relationship. So there could have been an unhealthy connection here in some way, shape, or form. All right. Now we're going to go into the part of the reading that is the time portion. So that was your extra information. I hope that is making sense because I mean, listen, if it's not making sense, I don't know what to tell you because all these cards are telling me the same thing over and over and over again. It's like I'm getting, I'm getting that download. I'm feeling the energy. And then it's like time and time again, it's telling me the same thing. It's giving me validation, confirmation on what I'm picking up. Energetically. So I do feel that there is some sense of a connection here. So let's take a look also. What are other aspects? What is it that you need, either need to know about the soul lesson that you may be completing? Because remember, something flipped over. Beauty. Look at that. I feel self-care. Oh, okay. I wanted to take that one out, but both of them wanted to jump out. Okay. So let's take a look here because remember that Neptune is going to be in Pisces. It's going to re-enter again. It's been in Pisces for 14 years, but it's doing a little peekaboo session in Aries, but it's going to come back into Pisces all the way into January. Now, January 26, 2026 is going to be in Aries for 14 years. So I'm going to do another reading when the time comes with that. But right now I'm focusing on this era, this transit, right? So October 22nd here, re-entering in retrograde. You're going to be focusing more on your self-care, whether that be internal self-care, having to do with continuing to heal, close things up, allow yourself to emerge better, stronger, more connected to yourself, your strong sense of self, your inner strength, your internal beauty, external beauty. Okay. So I am getting a lot of self care that still this Neptune in the transit of Pisces is going to offer you still within the next 4 or 5 months, right? Before it goes into Aries. You have here healer of the ages. Again, you coming into some sense of finally saying to yourself, okay, I can see now why certain things may have come up. I can see now why those shifts that may have started from 2012 all the way to 2025 could have been or may have happened or may have occurred. Again, another pop out from the deck. And you have here honor and good luck. Things are shifting. Okay, so this transit, ooh, look at that, the serpent. Okay, let's take all those three. All right, so the soul lesson that you need to know, or what you need to potentially complete, okay, before January 2026, right? In regards to your 12th house. And if I were you, I would look at, look at your astrological natal chart. I did post the link to, ooh, my left ear is ringing. I'm sorry, guys. Ooh, that was loud. Take a look at which sign you have in your 12th house. Okay, so that's there free for you. But I do feel, again, this transformation has been very, very important here for you. What I'm getting here is that as this is closing out, okay, between like October 22nd through January 25th, because on the 26th it's going to enter Aries. So from October, November, December, January, let's say the next 4 months, there's a lot of shifting that's going to continue to happen. Again, I do feel self-care, you focusing on healing yourself. I do see that things are turning for you. Be careful here. Just, uh, and when I mean be careful, I'm not saying like in a fear-based way, but just be in awareness that there could be a little bit of someone trying to be a little sly here in some way, shape, or form, or a situation. Okay. So just be careful here that there may be some manipulative tactics here. No need to worry, because I feel that your intuition is going to tell you what this is about. A close friend acts on your behalf. So this could be your guides, okay? Or your intuition here that's going to give you a little ding, 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 something, just stay alert here. But all in all, this is a great reading. It is definitely one that you've learned a lot during that Neptune in Pisces transition, and in transit, I should say. And granted, it is doing a little peekaboo in Aries, but once it really stations there for the next 14 years, we're going to see what that next 14-year potentially energy may unravel, may unfold. Okay. All right. So Monica, I hope these messages have been insightful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and continue to subscribe. Thank you again, Monica, for your super. I greatly appreciate it. All right. Up next, we have Tarot with Tanvi. Tarot with Tanvi. If you are here, come on down. But before I start Tarot with Tanvi's reading, I do want to mention here, intuitive friends, for those of you who are new or visiting, welcome. My name is Lexa Tarot, and I am a second-degree Reiki practitioner, as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. And if you are interested in learning more about me, my client testimonials, or my credentials, then take a look down below in the description box. I have all those links there for you. Intuitive friends, for those of you who are my current subscribers, welcome back. Haven't seen you in a while. I know I've been busy behind the scenes. As you know, I am a university professor, so I've been super busy with a lot having to do with that. But today I said, you know what? I need to come back. I need to, well, listen, even though I've been away, I have placed a lot of content for you guys on the channel. So I haven't been that far away. All right. So I haven't been too far, but you have there some beautiful content there that I've been channeling for you guys. So hopefully that has been useful. Okay. Now, today's reading, it's a little different. I've done something like this in the past. I did it when Venus was in retrograde. Before I've done it when Mercury is in retrograde, and guess what? Neptune is going to be in retrograde in Pisces, starting October 22nd. Now, when Neptune decides to visit an astrological sign, it does for a very long time. Okay, so Neptune has been in Pisces since 2012, all the way until it exits on January 25th, because on January 26th is going to enter Aries. So the past 14 years may have been super, super important here, especially because Neptune has been feeling comfortable in Pisces. It is Pisces ruler. Okay, so a lot having to do with spirituality here may have been a great shift, or creativity as well. Your dreams, whether it's like your dreams in the dream world or dreams having to do with creativity. So today, what I am doing, I'm going to put here the next person. If not, I'm going to go and go to the next person. Okay. So I'm going to say now. So Tavi, if you're not here, Patty, are you here? Okay. Patty, are you here? Patty, if you are here, let me know, because if Tanvi is not here, I'm going to jump into your reading. Okay, my love. All right. Why this is going to be super important is because I'm going to be channeling messages focusing on what potential soul lesson you need to know, or that you've been completing. Okay, maybe you've been completing this, because remember, it's not over yet. October 22nd, it's going to re-enter. Neptune is going to re-enter into Pisces, because it's doing a little peekaboo session in Aries right now. But this has been, quite a long, important time for you here. And we'll see what do you need to know? What do you need to learn? Okay. All right. So Tanvi, you're not here. No worries. I'm going to put a question mark here next to your name. And up next, we have Patty. After Patty, we have Bake 215, followed by Elena, followed by Daniela, followed by Tan, followed by Jack Mac, followed by Purified Soul, followed by It's Me Again, followed by Myra Hermosa, followed by Jock Calisthenics, and followed by, last but not least, Ed Garcia. Okay? And Twitter friends, if you are interested in asking me a personal question, guess what? You're going to be able to do it today. Once I finish this live, I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to come back and answer the questions that you would like an answer to. Okay, so join me for that. That's not a free session, but if you are interested, just make sure you join in. Okay, all right, Patty, thank you so much. Patty just gave a super sticker. Thank you so much, Patty. All right, Patty. So you're going to get more information on your reading here. I'm going to be focusing on this Neptune in Pisces for the past 14 years for you. Okay. And then we're going to see what else may be coming through in regards to what they're aware. I don't know what's coming through. So we're going to see. Okay. So let's take a look here. All right, Patty, just a reminder here that these messages are for entertainment purposes only. And we're going to see here what potential soul lessons you need to know, or you've been completing here, for the past 14 years, where Neptune has been in Pisces and will re-enter in a retrograde on October 22nd. By the way, Patty, look what just popped out of the deck. Very, very interesting, because listen, Neptune governs, or is associated with, the 12th house. Again, I said Neptune is the Pisces. I'm sorry, is the Neptune is the ruler of Pisces here, okay? And you have the moon card that just popped out of the deck. And guess what? The moon card in tarot is ruled by Pisces. So there's something super significant here for you, Patty, that has happened within the transit of Neptune being in Pisces. Granted, is doing a little peekaboo. Yes, I know, for those of you who are in astrology and are going to come, well, yeah, I know it is. Yes. And it's going to go back into Neptune October 22nd. It's going to be in retrograde. It's going to be there until January 25th, and then on the 26th is going to go full blown into Aries for 14 years. So that to say that, whenever you were like, okay, if you were born in the 70s, from in 2012, when Neptune went into Pisces, you could have been in your early 30s, early 40s. If you were born in the 80s, in 2012, you were either in your early 20s or early 30s. If you were born in the 1990s, okay, then you were either in your early teen years, 13ish around there, to your early 20s, okay? And yes, I'm going to add more time frames there. I know that's just giving you a gist, but if you fall within those that I just mentioned, there could have been a very, very deep connection here between you, Patty, realizing that you may have had a very deep connection with your intuition. Okay. You could have been a little bit, you could have seen an increase in your intuition, maybe a connection with your dreams. Now, dreams could go in either way. It could have been your sleep dreams, meaning, premonitions, connecting more to the unseen, ethereal realm through your dreams while you've been sleeping. Or dreams could also be talking about here your creativity, art, music, literature, okay? Things of the creative spectrum, all right? But there is this sense of you feeling some sense of deeper sense of a connection with that area of your life during those 14 years that Neptune has been in Pisces, okay? So this is saying here for you, it says my intuition guides me to the right direction. That time frame could have been, those 14 years could have been a time here, Patty, where you may have been more interested in reading up on certain things, using more tools and resources, allowing yourself to be navigated by your gut level feeling, listening, relying on it, trusting it a little bit more, maybe focusing more on meditation, connecting to your higher self, having a spiritual connection here. Also, it could also be religious as well. Okay, it could have been a more religious connection or spiritual connection here. There could have been something very much connected here, Patty, with a water sign. Doesn't have to, but it could. Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. If it's not a person, it could be a season. So something very important or that may have shifted here for you could have happened in Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer seasons. Okay, throughout those 14 years, it could have been something very memorable here. Okay, and so that's what's coming through here for you. Let's take a look at what else is coming through. Okay, Patty. Hopefully these messages are resonating for you. But let's take a look at what else, what potential soul lessons here you need to know, or you may be completing before the universe shifts from Pisces into Aries. Okay, so let's see. Ooh, gentlemen. So you have here gentlemen. Now, gentlemen could go either way. This could be indicative of a person in general. Doesn't have to be a male. Okay, it could be someone in general who was very much, I kind of feel here like a yang energy. I'm also feeling like a fire sign. Could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius here. Doesn't have to be, but I'm feeling a person who's very much into their yang energy. Okay. So there could have been here a person connected to that. This person could also be reflected of you. Maybe you were very much logical, analytical, and more in your head and in your mind, and there through this transition from 2020, I keep saying 2020, 2012 all the way through 2025, there could have been a very big shift from you being very much logical, rational, and analytical, and starting to see things from a more spiritual, energetic time standpoint. Okay, here with the moon. Gentleman is also coming across as, yes, it could be a male. It could be. All right. Doesn't have to be, but it could be. It could be someone here that made a very big impact. Again, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or I'm getting here Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. All right. So there may have been big shifts there for you. Let's see what else is coming through. What is this? Who is this energy looking at? Lucky. Whatever this was, ooh, it was a blessing in disguise for you, my love. Okay. Whatever may have happened, the big shift that may have occurred for you during that 14-year transit. of Neptune and Neptune in Pisces. Could have been a very big shift for you. Why? It was a blessing in disguise. There was something here, some sense of deception. There could have been some problems, lies, losses, okay? Maybe even health situations here as well, that this either person, situation, circumstance, or event may have triggered inside of you. I'm getting here problems, okay? But whatever this was, your intuition allowed you to really see an opportunity here to either exit or move away from this person. It could be person or the situation, circumstance, or event, or energy. Okay. So there may have been here lessons that you may have learned. I feel here that the lesson you may have also learned here is to, that you weren't, it could have been someone who was trying to gaslight you also, kind of saying, oh, it's in your imagination, you're going crazy. That's not true. That type of energy here also. But I'm getting here that you may have figured something out here. Look at that pineapple. There may have been times during that time frame that you may have reconciled, gotten back together, left again, reconciled, that rubber band energy is that I'm getting, because pineapple here is about reconciliation. All right. You have here March. Interesting, because I did mention fire. And Aries season number 1 is the start of the astrological new year. That's number 1. And Aries is very much connected to fire. Okay, Aries season. Now, it doesn't have to be Aries season. It could very much be connected to Pisces season, because you have here March. Okay, so there's this sense of ending a chapter and opening a chapter. Okay, ending a chapter, opening a chapter. So there could have been a lot of closing and opening, closing and opening, closing and opening, by you giving a lot of opportunities or second chances to either a person, people, or environments that really didn't merit that type of a second chance. Okay. I'm also getting here spring season for you, okay? Because March is that, again, shifting from winter into renewal. So again, you're getting that 3 times in this reading, okay? That ending and closing that I keep feeling. I told you I'm feeling the rubber band here with reconciliation. Again, with Aries being a new chapter opening, and also Pisces, the chapter that we close, and also here with the season. So there could be very much a very big lesson, soul lesson, that you are either completing on learning, okay, all the way until January 2026, okay, but started since 2012. So in that transit here, there's this energy here of you learning something here. Could be learning of letting things go. But whatever this is, it may, again, listen, it may have been difficult, it may have been painful, because I do see water, a lot of rain here on these flowers. These flowers are wilted, so it may have been emotionally burdensome, okay? May have been super difficult, but it will show you, or has shown you, that there has been a blessing here. There's a blessing in disguise in whatever this may be about, okay? Because clover is wonderful. Clover is about success. It's about opportunities. It's about not losing hope, okay? It's about reaping the rewards, especially if there were situations, circumstances, events where something was not fair, or you were unfairly treated, or you were in an unfair situation. All right, let's take a look at the next one, and then we're going to jump to the other part of your reading. There you go. Yeah, there was something that was revealed. Clarity, truth. You were able to see something for what it was, not for what someone was trying to portray to you, or a situation or environment was portraying to you. Okay, so you do have here revelations, honor, protection, determination. Like I said, you have throughout this transit of Neptune and Pisces, you have gained some sense of awareness, and you may be either now at this moment in time, or you may have seen throughout those shifts that you are gaining what you are reaping, what you have sown. Okay, so very, very beautiful message here. It's looking as a blessing in disguise. Okay, I feel that during that time span, there was a lot of like learning to let go of something and opening new chapters for you. So it was a chapter of a lot of growth. And I also feel a lot of growth having to do with your intuition. You may have been very much noticing a development there. Or maybe your intuition was telling you about something that may have gone left here during that time span. Okay. All right, let's take a look at what else is coming through for you. What potential soul lessons you need to know about, or you're potentially completing before this transit goes into another one. Okay. All right, let's take a look here. Now this is the part of the reading that, is timed. So there we go. All right, so you have here woman holding the coin. Again, I mentioned this before. It's coming up again. It's coming up again in two ways. First, I'm going to talk about that Pentacles energy. Person holding the coin, you have found your worth or your value. That is what you're completing throughout this transit, right? This Neptune and Pisces for these past 14 years. Okay. Yes, it's doing a little peekaboo in Aries right now, but it's going to go right back into Pisces on October 22nd. And so you've learned to value yourself. You've learned the value of fill in the blank. Okay. Because it could be in any area of your life. I also feel here that you have learned the value of your intuition. You value it now. You are not going to allow people to gaslight you into saying, no, Patty, it's in your head. You're just making something up. It's not true. You're able to see, not just with your physical eyes, but you're able to see with your intuitive eyes here. Okay. So there's this sense here of you being able to really value that part of you. I do feel that you are entering, or like this, transit here has been a time where you have been able to gain some type of value here, whether it's valuable knowledge, whether it's the value of trusting yourself, whether it's you creating a stable, secure foundation for yourself, rebuilding yourself. However that may show up for you, it's coming across as, again, the soul lesson or lessons that you've needed to know that you are, going through, and also here potentially that you may be completing as well. So beautiful energy. Look at that. Love, I'm not surprised if you give validation confirmation to that. This could have been a very powerful shift for you in the love sector. I wouldn't be surprised. See? Because whatever this was transformed you completely, and it made you move forward. It made you take action. Yeah, see, victory. I'm telling you, exactly what I just said. There could have been a very major shift here. Someone could have catapulted this change. And you may have thought at that moment in time, like, how am I going to be able to get out of the situation? And there may have been a little bit of a, don't worry, we got your back here, connected to the ethereal. Okay. And it could have been, again, it could have been the ethereal, your guides, your higher self, the divine, the universe. It threw you a little opportunity where it's like, now is the time, do it now, and again, transformation here. Could have been in the love sector, or could have been, connected to someone or something that is super important to you and valuable, near and dear to your heart. It could be any type of connection. All right. Any type of connection or any type of environment, could be in any area. So very, very interesting there. So again, you're completing this transformative shift here in your 12th house. Okay. Because Neptune is associated to the 12th house in your astrological natal chart. Take a look at the at the Cafe Astrology link. And only place the time if you know it. If you don't know it, leave it blank. You're still going to get a really good reading there about, or I should say, kind of like a reading of your astrological chart. But take a look at which sign resides in your 12th house. That may also give you more information there, okay? All right, look at that. What did I say? You weren't left alone during this situation, circumstance, event. You have not been left alone during this soul lesson, during this completion of this cycle, this 14-year cycle. You haven't been left alone, okay? There have been here some type of support system, maybe those that you were able to see, friends, family, loved ones, and even the ones that you haven't been able to see, like I said before, with the moon card here, okay? So you're the ethereal realm. So wow, talk about validation confirmation. The sun, exactly what I said before, validation confirmation. What did I say? This is the time for you to, ka-ching, ka-ching. Now, listen to this carefully. This could be financially for you, tangible, but this could also be here something that is not tangible. It is something that is valuable, something that you can't touch or feel, but something that is super near and dear to your heart. So, whatever this may be, this shift that you're completing, this cycle that's completing here, okay, with Neptune and Pisces, and again, going back into Pisces on October 22nd and, ending by January 26, 2026, because then Neptune is going to be in Aries. This is telling you your perseverance has paid off and will continue to pay off during this transit of Neptune in Pisces, okay? So this is talking about your perseverance is rewarded. I mean, look, validation confirmation again. There may have been a blessing in disguise. It may not have felt that way at that moment in time, but now, or you between October 22nd through January 25th, let's say 2026, you're going to figure it out. You're going to say, wow, you know what? That was the best thing that ever happened, or that has been the best thing that has happened, because now I'm being open here to myself, to what is really valuable to me, to your by the way, the sun. And listen, I don't know what this is about, but I'm getting fire, and I said it from the top of the reading here with this gentleman. Okay, again, like I said, gentleman doesn't have to be a male. It could be yang energy. Okay, so yang energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and again, Aries here. So I don't know, and you're getting the sun, and the sun is connected to Leo here. So there could be something here, maybe even on your astrological natal chart. Wouldn't be surprised if you have in your 12th house where Neptune governs, that you have a fire sign there. I wouldn't be surprised. Either a fire sign, or you actually have a good placement there. You may have maybe even Pisces there. Okay, so that would make a lot of sense why this is coming up as intuition. But that being said, Patty, I hope these messages have been insightful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and continue to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, intuitive friends. Okay, Patty, thank you so much. I hope that this has been beneficial and has given you more clarity. All right. Before I jump to the next person on the list, and that is Bake 215, I do want to welcome those of you who are visiting for the first time. Welcome. If you are... Oh, hello, Kristen. By the way, can someone write there that the session is closed? Because I don't want someone to accidentally... add a super on the, do a super on, thinking that they're going to get a reading. So Kristen, I have closed my session for this time, but if you're interested in getting that question answered, feel free to join me during my super chat live, which I will be doing a few minutes after I finish the readings for my free 5-minute readings. Okay, so if you're interested in that, you are more than welcome to come back later. Okay. So intuitive friends, those of you who are new and are visiting, welcome. My name is Lexa Tarot. I am a second-degree Reiki practitioner, as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. And if you are interested in learning more about me, my client testimonial, or my credentials, take a look down below in the description box. All that is there for you, okay? All that is there for you, my loves. For those of you who are my subscribers, welcome back. I know I've been out. I haven't done a live this whole week. I've been busy behind the scenes. But I'm back today. I'm doing a marathon. So there you go. First part I'm going to do, obviously, is the free sessions for you guys. Now, for those of you who would like to add more than 5 minutes to your reading, or you're interested in adding more time to your reading, you are more than welcome to do that. And when you do that, I put a little asterisk here next to your name. Try to do it when I'm closer to your reading so that I know you're there. You could also do it while I'm doing your reading, okay? So it's fine. But whenever you do it, it just does let the person know after you that you are going to get they're going to have to wait a little longer, okay? All right, intuitive friends. Today, what I am channeling are messages focusing on what potential soul lessons you need to know, or that you may be potentially completing while this Neptune has been in Pisces for the past 14 years. It is doing a little peekaboo session. It has been from March 2025 to October 2025. But on October 22nd, it's going to retrograde back into Pisces. Okay, but it's been in Pisces since 2012. So the past 14 years, whatever or whomever has been in your 12th house may have gotten a shift there. Okay, so if you know anything about astrology, or if you want to learn more, take a look at the free link that I have with Cafe Astrology. Okay, and then we can chat more about that. Maybe in other readings. Okay. That being said, okay, hey Tan, how are you, my love? I don't have Cash App, but I do have Venmo. So let me know if you're interested in that. I don't have Cash App, but I do have Venmo. And but yeah. All right. So thank you so much, Tan. Let me know if Venmo might work. If you do need that link, I will put it there for you. Okay. So for those of you who don't want to do the super through YouTube, that's fine. You don't have to. If you want me to share my Venmo link, I can. So you let me know. All right. Up next, we have Bake 215. Hello, Bake 215. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining here today. Bake 215, just a reminder. Let me just go over this very quickly. After Bake 215, we have Alina. After Alina, Daniela. After Daniela, Tan. After Tan, Jack Mac. After Jack Mac, we have Purified Soul, followed by It's Me Again, followed by Myra, followed by Jock Calisthenics, and last but not least, we have Ed Garcia, and that's when I'm going to end the free readings, and then I'm going to jump into the chat, super chat lives. Any question that you want to share with me, I will do so and give you as much clarity as I can. So join me later for that if you're interested, okay? All right, Big 215. Let's see what's coming through for you. What potential soul lesson or lessons you need to know about, or that you may be potentially completing while this Neptune in Pisces has been there for 14 years, okay? So you were either in your early 20s, early 30s, maybe your early teen years, maybe your early 40s, wherever you may have been, all the way to now. Let's see what's coming through for you. Okay, Bake 215. 5-minute free reading here for you. And you have Queen of Swords. Okay, so I just wanted to see what was right after there. Okay, Queen of Swords. So big 215, this Neptune in Pisces, which has been there for 14 years and is doing a little peekaboo in Aries, but it's going to retrograde back into Pisces, has been a time where there's been you kind of like you really leaning into your logical, analytical type of energy. Queen of Swords, okay? There's this sense of intelligence here. There's a sense of thinking or being in this logical, rational energy where you may have been a little bit more cut off from your emotions, because there's been this sense here of trying to figure something out, plotting something, not in a negative way, like planning something, figuring something out throughout that time frame. Okay, big 215. It could have been also here a time during that 14-year span where you have been more in the energy of thinking, more planning, figuring something out. Okay. Now, although it says queen energy here, this is not about gender, but it is about the divine feminine yin energy. Okay, so let's call it yin energy, your ability to lean into that energy. Now, I know that the Queen of Swords doesn't really yield into that emotion side, but she does. She's a type of like no nonsense type of person. Okay, there's a no nonsense type of energy here, and so how this is coming across is that during that time frame, okay, and of course, like I said, November 20, I'm sorry, October, I don't know why I said November, but that could be important for you. October 22nd all the way through January 2020 2026 here, when this Neptune in Pisces transit ends, you've been cutting things that you have seen that you have had a very difficult time to let go, because either emotionally you've been holding on to something a lot, or that something that you've noticed, it's like it's time for me not to be so like possessive with either things, ideas, or projects, or environment, or people, or energy. So I do feel that this Queen of Swords energy has in a way protected you in that way. Okay. The Queen of Swords says, I protect what matters to me. And so even though there are things throughout this transit, or again, this transit that's continued to wrap up here starting October 22nd, with this Four of Pentacles, where you say here, I am, where it says here, I trust I am always safe and protected. You have let go, or you're learning to let go of things that you have had a very difficult time um, letting go. I feel that you have kept those things that are super important to you. Okay. Four of Pentacles energy is definitely here the sense of stability of something that has been of great importance to you, but you've learned to discern what you need to cut off, who you need to cut off, what environments you need to cut, or what ideas are not making sense or are not being profitable for you, and then what ideas have created a sense of like, yeah, this sounds more solid, this makes more sense, this is going to give more residual income, or this is going to be more valuable. It's been, I feel here, that type of assessment that I was picking up starting from the top of your reading. Let's see what else is coming through here for you. Look at that, victory. Whatever this is for you, big 215. Okay, victory and success. You've been getting that done. Again, like I said, by cutting the things that you have felt have not been valuable or worth it, and holding on to the things that have been giving you the stability and the security and have been a good idea, so to speak, good idea, good projects, innovative ways of making something more stable, more secure, more solid, or to give you more residual income. Okay, so victory, you've been successful, and you will continue to be successful in that as well. Queen, remember the Queen of Swords energy. She's the type of energy that she is independent. She has independent thoughts. She doesn't allow emotion to get in the way of whatever needs to happen. There's no sugarcoating here with the Queen of Swords. She's going to say it like it is. There's a powerful energy here of being directly honest, so much so that there are other people that may not feel comfortable with that type of energy, but you're not swayed, or you haven't allowed yourself to be swayed by your emotions. You're being very focused on what makes sense to you. Where's the evidence is kind of like how I'm getting this energy. It's like, yeah, you could say whatever you want, but where is the evidence? Where can I see this manifest? Or where can I see that you're giving me evidence that this is a great idea? Okay. All right, let's see. Last but not least, big 215. And then up next, we're going to have Alina. Alina up next. The chalice, it says rejuvenation and fulfillment. All right, so you may be entering or completing the cycle where you are learning to fill up your own cup. Okay, you're learning to fill your own cup. This could be self-care. This could be very much you pouring into you. Okay, making sure that you are where you need to be, because again, the Queen of Swords is cutting whatever's in her way. All right, so if something doesn't feel like it's solid, it doesn't feel like it's giving you or yielding the rewards or the evidence that you need in order to continue to stay there, it's like you've chosen during these 14 years of Neptune and Pisces to keep it moving. Okay, now with the chalice, what I'm also getting here for you, Bake 215, is that there may have been here connections that have been very important to you. There may still be here some type of connection that either may manifest itself October 22nd through January, let's say 25th, 2026, that may be very much connected to the Ace of Cups. Now, this is not a tarot deck. This is an oracle deck, but there may be some more inspiration that may be coming your way. There may be here some sense of insight, maybe of listening to your higher self also. Okay, there could also be a valuable connection here that may be very that may be very much connected here to being profitable. So maybe a profitable idea, collaboration, merger, things of that nature could be connected to love as well. So there may be an opportunity here for someone new coming in for you in any way, shape, or form. It could be romantic or non-romantic. So that is there for you as well. All right, Bake 215, that's all that I have for you. Thank you so much, Bake 215, for stopping by. Don't forget to going back to, let me see, you just wrote something. Oh, Bake 215, you just wrote something there. It's too tiny for me to see because it's far, but leave it there because I want to read what that may be about. For those of you who are watching me live, welcome. I'm sorry the list is closed, the session is closed, but no worries. You too can be part of these free readings. All you need to do is subscribe to the channel, stay subscribed to the channel, turn on your notification bell and all alerts so that whenever I come and do a free reading, you are notified. Okay, first 5 minutes are free. If you want more, of course, you would need to do a super sticker or a super chat. All right, up next we have Alina. Alina, stay here. Don't go anywhere. For those of you who are new to the channel and are visiting, welcome. If you are interested in readings like this for free, just subscribe. And this is the important part. Stay subscribed. Some of you I know come on and then unsubscribe. But listen, stay subscribed. So anytime I come on, you get a notification. Okay, before Alina, let me see Bake 215. It says, Bake 215, this is resonating so much. I'm an Aquarius plus a 90s baby. Aha. So in the 90s, you were either early teen or early 20s. So we think a lot. Yep, there you go. I'm not surprised. You know what? It's so funny because the Queen of Swords is air energy. And I forgot, I should have mentioned that. It's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That makes sense. But 2012, I was 18. You see, I told you, teen years. And to the present day where I am in my early 30s, hello, I just said it. So the whole 20s, I've been planning, and learning. Validation confirmation. Okay. Wait, hold on. I got my validation confirmation bell, by the way. There you go. That's exactly what I said. It says, now finally moving out of that thinking. Yes, you are. You're moving out of that era because remember, Neptune is going to go into Aries January 26, 2026. So I'm going to do those readings once we hit that mark. But this makes a lot of sense because that's exactly what's coming up, what came up in the reading. Bing, validation, confirmation. And it says, put a lot more action in my ideas and business. Thank you, businesses. Yep, you're more successful in that. I can see that. Wow, validation, confirmation. Thank you so much, Bake 215, for sharing that. You know, I'm only the messenger. I never know how this may resonate for you, the person who is getting the reading. But it's always great to see how, when I am, when I'm channeling the messages, how much it resonates to what is actually happening in your own life. So thank you so much to Big 215 for your beautiful validation confirmation. And I see that actually happens. So validation confirmation bell there. All right, up next we have Elena. Elena, you are up next. I know you are here. Just give me 2 seconds. So after Elena, we have Daniela. After Daniela, we have Tan. After Tan, we have Jack Mack. After Jack Mack, we have Purified Soul, followed by It's Me Again, followed by Myra, followed by Jack Calisthenics and Ed Garcia. Okay. After Alina, I'm going to place the list up. Okay, so no worries. It's not going to be as, you're going to be able to see the list in a minute. I just want to start these readings because I do have a lot of channeling that I'll be doing today. So I don't want to make you wait too long. All right, Alina, let's take a look here. What potential soul lessons you need to know or you've been completing while this Neptune transit in Pisces has been in effect since 2012 all the way to 2025. Now, yes, it is doing a little peekaboo in Aries right now from March until October, but guess what? Neptune is going to re-enter Pisces October 22nd all the way until January. Okay, where on January 26, 2026, it's going to move into Aries. So this is going to be the last time Neptune is going to be in Pisces. So that's why this is super important, okay? I'll talk more about how this may resonate with you once I see what is coming through for you. All right, you have the Seven of Cups with the Queen of Cups. All right, so Alina, during this time frame, like I said, you could have been in different stages here of your life, okay? If you were born in the 90s, chances are Neptune in Pisces happened when you were in your early teens all the way through your early 20s, okay? Or if you were born in the 80s, in your early 20s to early 30s, and in your 70s, if you were born in the 70s, it would be early 30s to early 40s. Now, why am I saying that? Because it gives all of you an opportunity, the ones that are getting a reading, an opportunity to see how this may resonate globally with those 14 years. So for you here, Elena, it's coming through, especially here with the Seven of Cups. It says, I trust myself to see the truth. But also the Seven of Cups is about options. It's about the dreaminess. And I feel that there may have been here an activation of some sort, you realizing your sense of creativity. Okay. So there may have been during that 14-year span, which again will end in January 2026, where you may have been more connected to the arts, more connected to music, literature, or your creativity. It's as if it's coming through where you learned what you were really passionate about, what really you were interested in, you were exploring, because the Seven of Cups is about options, okay? It's also about a dreamy state. So this could be here for you that during these 14 years, again, Neptune is going to re-enter Pisces in retrograde on the 22nd, and it's going to leave in January 2026, where you have explored your options. You have figured out, what do I like? What fulfills my soul? What makes me feel good? What am I feel more of an exploration. So looking at this energy here, I would say that chances are you were born in the 90s, okay? So because it feels very young. I'm getting a very young energy. And please let me know if I'm right. Give some validation confirmation. But I feel very young energy, exploring your options, trying to see what, floats your boat, so to speak, what feels good. And allowing yourself to really be guided by that type of energy. Okay. It feels very, very young energy here. So I wouldn't be surprised if you were born in the 90s. Okay. Because that's how it's coming across here. I could be wrong, but you know, um, uh, yeah. What did you write here? I actually born. You were born in the 20s, in 1920. You were born in the 20s, or you're in your 20s. So if you were in your early 20s, chances are you were probably like in the 80s, you were 20 something. In 2012. But I'm getting younger energy here. All right, so let's see here. Exploring options is how this is. It's coming across as someone who's trying to figure something out here. There you go. Door to romance. What makes you tick? What you feel is your life purpose, and that may have been that type of lesson that you were connected to here. Okay, and may still be connecting to. You have door to romance, so this could go either way. Number one, like I said, options in the things that you feel very much connected to emotionally. Okay. What is my life purpose? What is my soul purpose? Because I'm getting that type of energy here. Okay. This could also be here, you at this moment in time when Neptune re enters Pisces in retrograde, October 22nd, all the way to January 2026, you could be completing a cycle having to do with your love life, something that either it's your heart desire or there may be an opportunity that may be coming up. But whichever this may be, whether it's passion, like I said, something that you like, your creativity, it's about having options. It's about looking at your options and figuring out which is the one that best fits me, or which is the one that I like the most, which is the one that resonates with me the most. And that may be something here that you may be experiencing also in your love life as well. Last but not least, let's take a look at what else is coming through. Up next, we have Daniela. Daniela, if you are here, come on down. Your reading is up next. All right, let's see what's coming through. All right, last but not least, yeah, there you go. You have the sun. Your perseverance is going to be rewarded. Whatever this is, especially, listen carefully, because I told you, I feel like I'm getting someone who is either now in their early 20s. Okay, so in 2020, 2012 through now, there may be this energy where you're in your early 20s. If that is the case, okay, early, if that is the case, this is talking about you really taking a look at the options in connection to your life purpose or your soul purpose. You need to listen to what is resonating deep down in your heart's desire. Okay. There may be a lot of options out there for you, but pursue the one that feels right for you, because there may be here your ability to pursue something. Okay. Whether it's career, okay, whether it's your passion, whether it's what your soul purpose you feel is going to give you, it's going to yield the rewards here once you get to it. But you're going to have to continue to push forward to that so that you could get those rewards. Okay, so this is victory. It may, listen carefully. Okay, Elena, whatever this is, you may be on the spotlight. You have the sun. So there's something maybe connected to a lot of people seeing you, a lot of people knowing who you are, being maybe in a celebrity status. television, center stage, public appearances, recognition from people from different, maybe even social media. Okay, so there could be, you could be like an overnight social media sensation or influencer or something like that. Okay, so that's what is coming through. All right, Alina, hope these messages have been insightful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and continue to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you soon. Up next, we have Daniela. Daniela, if you are here, come on down. It is your turn. While I shuffle the cards, I do want to mention here, intuitive friends, I want to say hello to those of you who are visiting for the first time, and of course, for those of you who are joining me because you are a current subscriber. Okay, let me write Daniela here. All right, so intuitive friends, welcome. My name is Lexa Tarot, and I am a second-degree Reiki practitioner, as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. And if you are interested in learning more about me, my client testimonials, or my credentials, then take a look down below in the description box. All my information is there. By the way, Daniela is next. If Daniela isn't here, I'm going to go straight to Tan. So Tan, if you are here, let me know. So Daniela or Tan, please let me know you are here so that I can jump into your reading. All righty. All right. So intuitive friends, the list is closed. The session is closed. But I do have all of you here that already have your place here. All right. So again, if you're interested in learning more about me, my client testimonial, or my credentials, look down below in the description box or look in the chat. You're interested in finding out more about your astrological birth chart? Well, guess what? You have a free link there as well. All right. I have used the resource myself. Man, I'm giving Cafe Astrology a lot of business. No worry. It's free, but I'm just saying it's interesting because but it's a good resource. It's free, might as well. I've used it. It is accurate. Okay. All right, intuitive friends. Let us jump to the next person on the line, which is Tan. Hello, Tan. Hey, Tan, let me know if you have Venmo, because I can do that also, okay? I can give you my Venmo link if you're interested, all right? But if not, it's going to be a 5-minute reading, okay, my love? You could also join me on the Super Chat Live if you have a specific question. Okay, I'm going to write the whole entire list here. For those of you who are here, after Tan, we have Jack Mack. Okay, Jack Mack, you are next. After Jack Mack, we have Purified Soul. After Purified Soul, we have It's Me Again. I'm writing the list, so that's what I'm doing over here. It's Me Again. All right, and after It's Me Again, we have Myra Hermoso. Myra H. After Myra Hermoso, we have Jock. Okay, Jock Calisthenics. And then last but not least, we have Ed Garcia. All right, there we go. All right, so I just placed a list there for all of you to see. All right. That being said, please note that this is a 5-minute reading. If you want something more than a 5-minute reading, feel free to add a super sticker or super chat. Is fine with me, and then I'll give you more to the reading. But other than that, it's going to be 5 minutes, okay? All right, Tan, let's see what's coming through for you, my love. Welcome back. Just a reminder that these messages are for entertainment purposes only. And what I am doing today is channeling what potential soul lesson You need to know, or you've been potentially been completing since Neptune has been in Pisces. Of course, Neptune governs or is associated to the 12th house in your astrological natal chart. So you could also take a look at that and see how that has an impact you. Granted, listen, Neptune has been in Pisces since 2012 all the way until January 2026. Now, right now, it did a little peekaboo, okay, from March to October in Aries. Okay, so it's done a little peekaboo there. But October 22nd, Neptune is going to re-enter Pisces, completing its retrograde there. Okay, so that being said, why is it important to learn a little bit more about what may be resonating for you at this moment in time connected to that? Because Neptune is not going into Pisces. Again, it's going to be its last transit there. The new transit that's coming is going to happen on January 26, 2026. So that's going to be a whole new energy when Neptune is going to be in Aries. Okay. Neptune's really good space is in Pisces because it rules Pisces. So I'm going to take a look here, Tan, at how that may have influenced you in the past 14 years and how that may potentially continue to influence you here, starting October 22nd, or I should say continuing October 22nd all the way through January 2026. Okay, so if you were born in the 70s, chances are in 2012, you may have been in your early 30s, early 40s. If you were born in the 80s, in 2012, Neptune went into Pisces, you were maybe in your early 20s, early 30s. And if you were born in the 90s, then in 2012, chances are that Neptune went into Pisces when you were in your early teens or your early 20s. Okay, so we'll see how these messages may resonate for you. Let's take a look here what's coming through for you. 9 of Cups with 6 of Cups. Okay, the good old days. Okay, there may have been here during that 14-year time span, okay, of Neptune being in Pisces, where there were moments that were really, really good. 9 of Cups. You may have wished, hoped, and prayed for a lot of things, and those things may have manifested. So I'm feeling that there were really good, happy moments. Now, does it mean that you never had a moment where things went left? No, I'm not saying that. But there were a lot of kind of like, I'm getting here, happy milestones for you. Okay, happy milestones. And you also have here the 6 of Cups. And there's this sense of like, at times, maybe even still very much connected to those happy moments. So again, depending where you may fall in those decades that I gave there. Hold on a second. In your writing, I was born in the 90s. Okay, so if you were born in the 90s, you were either when Neptune entered Pisces, you were in your early teen or 20s. Okay, so you may have seen a shift from 2012 all the way to 2025, concentrating perhaps in this energy here. Okay, 6 of Cups, you remembered the past. I feel that there were moments here during that 14-year transit with Neptune in Pisces, and again, it's going to re-enter on the 22nd, where you have been able to take a look in a nostalgic way of the past or recent past. Okay, so there's this energy of looking at the happy moments, looking at those moments that were fulfilling, but also taking a look at the things that you will treasure and remember, and the lessons that you may have learned from those things, okay? Or those connections, okay? 6 of Cups. There may also be, and again, it's going in retrograde, so that could also be there. You could bump into people that you may have known from the past or recent past that you had a really good connection with. So like good friendships, people that you haven't heard from a very long time, but I feel is very positive. So again, that could be something here that could be coming up for you while this last lap of Neptune and Pisces wraps up here on October 22nd all the way to January 2026. So there may be throughout October and January, you may be bumping into or hearing from, or maybe you may feel inspired to talk to someone or connect with someone from the past or recent past. So like from the yesteryears, okay? It could be family, it could be friends, it could be loved ones. It could be people that you were connected to the past or recent past. It could also be people that you may have, or a person that you may have had your eye on in the past, and just it wasn't the right time during those 14 years. Maybe there wasn't enough maturity or enough life lessons that you needed to go to, but there may be an energy here kind of having you look back at that person, or that person look back at you. Okay, so there is that potential energy popping up here for you. You also had, look at that, exactly what I said. There could be here a rekindling of some sorts, okay? Now, it doesn't, you see, what am I telling you? I'm getting a rekindling of some sorts here. You getting, very much connected to your self-care here, okay? Looking different. You may have done like a really big shift in your appearance. If that hasn't been the case, now it may be coming up. You may have a brand new look by the time 2026 arrives, okay? Because that's how this is coming across too. Angel of love and caring connections. Again, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be here people that you haven't heard from in a while, haven't connected with in a while. And I feel that there's this sense of like this joyful connection or reconnection here to people or environments. It could also be here very much connected to a deep heart's desire, something that you've been very much in the creative scene that you felt like you've always wanted to do. So it could be, and especially with the fact that here you have the Six of Cups, it could be something that you longed to do for a very long time. Now, remember, I'm not just talking about 2012. I'm talking about the transit, 14 years from 2012 all the way through 2025. There could have been something that when you were a child or when you were younger, you always were very passionate about. Something that you feel that made you very happy. You may have, or a connection that made you happy, a connection that was very supportive also. Okay, that may be something that you may be exploring again. This could be a lot having to do with your heart's desire. So something that could have started as just a genuine interest, or a genuine connection from the past or recent past. You reconnecting with that passion, with those dreams, and with that energy. Okay. All right, let's take a look here. What else is coming through for you? Last but not least, by the way, up next we have Jack Mack. So Jack Mack, you are up next. Okay. But that Nine of Cups is just wish fulfillment. It's really good. It's really, really positive energy. Look at this. It says, let your intentions be known. Between now, okay, meaning, okay, within the 14 years of Neptune being in Pisces, and between the time that Neptune re-enters Pisces, okay, on October 22nd, so between now and the ending of this transit, there is this sense of you being very much connected. And I'm getting this again, so pay attention. This could be a friend from the past or recent past that you're reconnecting with. This could also be, and I don't know, but I'm getting business also. It may be skills, tools, or talents that you have had for a very long time that you may be here placing or focusing on or trying to manifest here with the Nine of Cups. So this could be passion, talent, or skill. Because remember, yes, Neptune rules Pisces, but this is also about this energy of creativity, the art, music, literature, the ethereal, okay, as well. okay, your intuition, things having to do with the esoteric arts or sciences, okay? So there may be here some type of that connection still coming through for you while Neptune, or when Neptune continues its transit in Pisces. So there may be some let your intentions be known. Now is a great opportunity for you to really kind of whatever it is. And this feels very business related. So I don't know if you're launching a business, thinking about that, or if you are in a business, there may be something here of like shifting or changing, maybe even here connecting with like mentors, people that know about business, or letting your friends, family, loved ones know about the business so they can support. Okay, it could also be spirituality. There could be something very much connected to that here. Okay, so Tan, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope these messages have been insightful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and continue to subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. If you did write something, I will read it in a moment to see if there was any validation confirmation coming in this reading for you. As I always say, I'm only the messenger. Okay, so thank you so much, Tan. For those of you who are watching, welcome. My name is Lexa Tarot. I am a second-degree Reiki practitioner, as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. And if you are interested in learning more about me, my client testimonials, or my credentials, just take a look down below in the description box. All my information is down below, as well as in the chat. All right. So for those of you who are watching today, my current subscribers, welcome back. I have closed the session. At this moment in time, it's closed. I do have a list next to me. So all of you that are on the list, no worries, you're going to get your reading. But if you are interested in, taking part in messages like these, where I do my free sessions, as well as my super sessions, which those payment is required, but for this one is free, feel free to subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell and all alerts so that you are notified. So as I always say, subscribe and remain subscribed to the channel, because that's going to be important. Okay. Now, if you're interested in getting more information on your reading, well, I've made that very easy for you. You could take a look down below in, under, where the description is, somewhere around there. And you should be able to see if you want to do a super sticker or a super chat. All right. And then I'm going to give you more information, more clarity, and more depth. But other than that, the messages will be limited to 5 minutes. Okay. Let me see this very quickly, and then I'm going to jump to Jack Mack. It says, I started focusing. Okay, wait, hold on. I was born in the 90s. Okay, I was 12. I moved far away, only one person from the past, and I still communicate with my best friend. Okay, good. I have started focusing on me in 2018. That makes sense. I started my spiritual journey 2021. That makes, wow. There we go. Validation confirmation. Like I said, Neptune, its home is Pisces. It rules Pisces. So I wouldn't be surprised if that had to do a lot to do with your spirituality. Yeah. Always feel connected to the occult and magic. That makes sense. Also, you were 12. You may have been the type of like early teen who, 12 or tween, like back in the 2012, when it started in that, transit. You may have been you may have felt very much connected to the occult. Yeah. Since you were like in your teens. Yeah, that makes sense. I started my TikTok journey. It was going well. I have Pisces in my, hold on, in my 10th, Aries in my 11th. Okay, there you go. You need to find out who's in your 12th. 12th house is ruled by Neptune. But there you go. Validation confirmation. Thank you so much, Tan. All right. Welcome. All right. So, Danielle, I'm going to put your a question mark here. You weren't here when I called you. Tan, thank you so much. Up next, we have Jack Mack. The list is already on the chat. Okay, so take a look at the list. But up next, we have Jack Mack, followed by Purified Soul, followed by It's Me Again, followed by Myra Hermoso, Jock Calisthenics, and Ed Garcia. Okay, intuitive friends, just a reminder, if you want more for your reading, don't forget the super, okay? Other than that, 5-minute reading coming up for Jack Mack. Hello, Jack Mack. Welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let's take a look here at what potential soul lessons you need to know or you potentially will be completing before Neptune goes into Aries, okay? And that's going to happen in January. So again, Neptune is going to re-enter Pisces to complete its retrograde. That's going to happen October 22nd all the way through January 2026. Now, once January 26, 2026 happens, then Neptune is going to be permanently in Aries. Okay. Now it did a little peekaboo between March 2025 and October 25. Now, why is this important? Why is it important to know? By the way, something flipped over by itself. Okay. So I'll take a look at those for you here, Jack Mack. But why is that important? Okay. It's important because Neptune in Pisces it feels comfortable there, right? And because it entered there in 2012 all the way through 2025, there could have been a lot of potential changes there, okay? Both in your 12th house on your astrological natal chart or just in general that you may have noticed, just collectively, okay? As a collective, collective reading, we all may have seen some shifts, different shifts, okay? So here for you, Jack Mack, you have 3 cards that came through for you. All right, and let's see what's coming through for you. All right, so you have the Page of Pentacles, the 2 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Wands. I feel here for you, Jack Mack, that during that time frame of 2012, it all depends how old you may have been. Okay, so if you were born in the 90s, you were probably in your early teens, early 20s. So, from that all the way to now. If you were born in your 80s, you may have been in your early 20s or early 30s. And if you were born in the 70s, you may have been early 30s, early 40s. Whichever the case may be for you, this is talking about a period of time. And I feel that you may have been younger. You may have been younger during that time frame that I was talking about, during that 14-year time span. Like physically younger. I'm not talking about like age younger, but I'm saying you could have been like, maybe you were in the 90s. I'm not sure, but I'm getting like 90s here. I could be wrong. 90s or 80s. Or this could be here, just showing you here with the Page of Pentacles, Jack Mack. If it's not that you were physically like in your teens or early 20s, the Page of Pentacles could have been a very chapter where things changed. Okay, so if you were born in the 70s, okay, so as I told you, there's a shift here. So either you were physically younger, or okay, if you were born in the 70s, then you may have been in your early 30s and early 40s. And during that time, whether it's early 30s or early 40s until today, there may have been a huge shift in something that you wanted to create, ground, and secure because you have the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is the energy of manifesting, of creating, making something new, beginning to put plans into motion in order to create some type of grounding or some type of like grounding something, solidifying something, starting to bring things in, maybe add money to it, putting, like they say, putting your money where your mouth is. Okay, that type of energy. Beginning something, maybe even shifting into a new career or creating something. But whatever this is, Page of Pentacles is a new beginner mindset. Page may be either chronologically younger, or Page could be the new mindset that you had during that 14-year span. And you may have been very busy during that time. Two of Pentacles, whether it was busy creating something, whether it was busy multitasking, dabbling into different things here. Could have been two things that were very important. Maybe learning something and putting it into action, or maybe here's something, either creating something, like I said, with the Page of Pentacles. Okay, the mindset of making something into a more of a career path or more stable. This wasn't easy though, or it hasn't been easy, because remember, October 22nd, Neptune is going to re-enter Pisces. So it hasn't been easy. It has had its moments of challenges, because the 10 of wands here is about the burdens. But what I feel that you are completing here potentially in regards to this Neptune in Pisces, again re-entering October 22nd all the way to January 2026, is that you have learned to get off your shoulder what doesn't require you to have to be busy with. In other words, if you've been juggling other people's situations, circumstances, or events that have nothing to do with you, but you've just been a helpful soul and you've just been adding more things on your to-do list that may not be connected to you, but you just want to help, you've learned to realize that that may not be the best way for you to kind of move forward in certain aspects. Why? Because then it gives this energy where you may be placing yourself last on the list. Okay. And so I feel here that during this 14-year span, again, continuing October 22nd, all the way through January 2026, you've learned to love yourself, to place yourself first. It says, I love and care for myself, placing your needs at the top of the list. I calmly make the best possible decision, not allowing yourself to get caught up with the energy of feeling like you have to do something right away or that you have to speed something up. There's a sense of being intentional here. We're continuing to be intentional here, October 22nd, when Neptune re-enters Pisces all the way to January 2026. Okay. Woo. Okay, so here you have two things that flipped over: happy family and spirit guide. This may have been a time here during this 14-year time span where you're more open to listening to things having to do with energy and things connected to your higher self, frequency, quantum physics, things of that nature, esoteric arts, all right? Especially with the fact that Neptune governs that 12th house, which is all about that high intuition. Okay, it rules dreams, spirituality, your sixth senses, connecting more to the unseen or being more open to it. There could have been here either before or by the end of this transit, there may be a happier connection here to friends, family, or loved ones, or the sense of allowing yourself to be more I feel here like, especially with relationships or friendships or family, like restabilizing here, connecting deep, maybe even here repairing bonds, but I feel a deeper connection of bonds here with people that matter to you. Last but not least, let's see what else is coming through for you. The Queen, love and prosperity. Listen, love may be coming up for you, or there may be something here having to do with family life, because love could be romantic and non-romantic. Okay, the Queen says love and prosperity, so there may be an opportunity when this Neptune re-enters Pisces on the 22nd, because right now he's doing a little peekaboo in Aries, but once it re-enters in Pisces between October and January, there may be either a more, like I said, bond. There may be more bonding here connected to someone, or, you know, people in general that you care about and that you feel near and dear to your heart. Okay. That being said, Jack Mac, I hope these messages have been insightful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and continue to subscribe to the channel. All right, Jack Mac, thank you again. Up next, we have Purified Soul. Purified Soul, you are up next. Purified Soul. You are up next. But for those who are watching, welcome. Let me just write Purified Soul here so that she knows she's up next. I hope these messages resonated for you here, Jack Mac. Remember that October 22nd hasn't arrived yet, so there's still this final lap that we all have kind of up in the air. So we'll see how that may resonate further for you as Neptune starts getting out of Pisces. Okay, so we'll see. All right, Purify. Oh, there you go, Purify Soul. Welcome, welcome. Thank you. Before I jump into Purify Soul's reading, for those of you who are new to the channel or are visiting, welcome. My name is Lexa Tarot, and I am a second degree Reiki practitioner, as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. And if you are interested in learning more about me, my client testimonial, or my credentials, just take a look down below in the description box or in the chat. Those links are there for you. Now, this session is already closed. So for those of you who didn't make it in time, no worries. Just so you know, make sure that number one, you subscribe and stay subscribed. And if you are already subscribed, make sure that you turn on your notification bell and all alerts so that you are notified, not only when I go live, but when there is also a new content on the channel. Okay. And by the way, there is a pick a card reading there. So for those of you who are in new connections, I just posted a pick a card reading for you today. So take a look at that. All right. That being said, Purified Soul, welcome back. Okay. For those of you who are interested in more than a 5-minute reading, feel free to add a super to your reading. And then that will give you more time, more clarity, and we'll go in a little deeper. But other than that, Purified Soul, your 5-minute reading. Let's see what's coming through for you. Okay. All right, let's see. And we have here the Hanged Man and the Queen of Wands. During the transit of Neptune being in Pisces, and by the way, that started back in 2012, all the way is going to go all the way until January, let's say 25th, when it's going to end 2026, where that transit is going to end, that Neptune in Pisces. That's why you see in the heading it says last call of Neptune in Pisces. And then on January 26, 2026, Neptune is going to be in Aries. But during that 14-year time span, okay, and yes, is doing a little peekaboo in Aries right now since March to October. But during that 14-year time span here, Purified Soul, it's coming across as those 14 years, and again, and counting, because again, October 22nd all the way to January 2026, we're still going to be in that 14-year Neptune and Pisces span. It's been a time where you have had to make readjustments, a lot of readjustments. There could have been also a lot of lessons that you learned, but you have here the Hanged Man in Tarot. I can see the situation in a different way. You have had moments with either people or environments where you have had to take a closer look. Maybe there have been here breakup, separation, divorces, endings of some sort, or taking a break or taking a step back. But all those, moments there were moments here where you needed to figure something out. All right. You needed to see something from a different point of view. Maybe there were lessons that may have reoccurred more than once. But this Hanged Man energy, which by the way, the Hanged Man is ruled by Neptune. So the fact that Neptune has been in Pisces in 14 years and will re-enter Pisces on October 22nd, you may still be going through that type of the illusion of something, and you kind of learning more about something, okay, seeing something, connecting more to your subconscious, connecting more to your intuition, and that has brought you to a place, or is bringing you to a place here, Purified Soul, where you are, or that you have learned throughout those 14 years, and you may still be learning and completing this energy of placing yourself at the top of the list. The Queen of Wands energy is a passionate driven type of energy, a person with strong leadership skills, a person who has said to themselves, you know what, I am no longer going to allow people, situations, circumstances, or events to get the best of me. I am confident of my skills. I am confident in what I am able to bring to the table. And no matter what situation, circumstance, or events may have been difficult in the past or recent past, you may have been happy that you have been able to take a step back because you now see things in a different light, or that you are continuing to complete the cycle where you're now seeing things from a different standpoint or a different point of view. Queen of Wands, you are in this energy of being fired up. You're confident, and your intuition, listen carefully, your intuition during those 14 years and continuing, as I said, October through January 2026, you're expanding on your intuition. You're not just listening to it, but you are putting those intuitive nudges into action. Okay, why am I saying that? Because Wands is fire energy. So there's this proactive energy. It's no longer just kind of like, man, should I do it or should I not? At this point, of this 14-year transit, where we're on the last lap, starting in October 22nd, where it's going to go right back into Pisces, you're like, listen, if my spidey senses are telling me this, I'm just going to do it. You're more confident in that way. Okay, so there we go. You have here justice. Okay, so you have brought things into balance, and I'm gonna say this, listen carefully. Throughout those 14 years, there may have been an experience where you may have felt that people may have taken advantage, things haven't been on the up and up. Okay, there may be things here that weren't fair. No worries, don't do anything in regards to taking matters into your own hands, because either one or two ways, either court or law enforcement has placed it or will place it back into balance, or divine justice is going to take place. Okay, so that is super important there. I feel here that during that 14-year transit, there may be here you interesting, because you're getting here intuition again with that full moon. You've been more in, like, you've learned to use both sides of yourself, your yang energy and your intuitive side, your yin energy. And it's like you listen to both now. You may have found your balance finally, or you may be completing the cycle where you have kind of like perfected that kind of like the teetering of both, being able to handle both, knowing when you need to open up your eyes and fully see something for what it is, and when you need to open your third eye, your intuitive eye. Remember that Hanged Man energy, the Hanged Man card is ruled by Neptune. So this is really much saying, yes, there's something here very much connected to your Neptune here. Take a look, on your astrological natal chart and see what you have placed in your 12th house, since Neptune is associated and governs that. So there may have been great shifts connected to that astrological sign in that 12th house. Okay. Last but not least, by the way, it's me again. You're up next. It's me again. You're up next. Look at that. There may be a new relationship blooming. Now, listen carefully. This could be a new relationship to yourself, okay, where you are very much connected to your inner strength and your strong sense of self, your confidence, and your intuition, because the Queen of Wands has in the traditional deck that black cat, and it's talking about intuition. But also it could mean here that, during this last lap of Neptune re-entering Pisces on October 22nd through January 2026, there may be a blossoming of connecting with someone in the romantic sector or non-romantic sector. There could be new relationships blooming, new friendships, new connections, a new person, someone that you may be interested in, someone who may be interested in you. I do feel here it could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It could be someone. Wow, I'm getting three different elements. Okay, so I'm getting fire, air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Could even be a Libra. And I'm also getting here, especially with the Hanged Man and it's ruled by Neptune, it could be a Pisces or someone who is connected to a water sign. That being said, I hope these messages have been insightful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and continue to subscribe to the channel. Purified Soul, please let me know if these messages resonated for you, and hope to see you during my super chat lives where I will answer any question that you may have on your minds. Don't forget to join me later for that. All right. That being said, thank you so much, Purified Soul. Up next, we have It's Me Again. Before I jump to It's Me Again, let me just introduce myself to those of you who are new to the channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Lexa Tarot. I am a second-degree Reiki practitioner as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. And if you are interested in learning more about me, my client testimonials, or my credentials, take a look down below in the description box. That's going to take you to my website that I've had for 5 years. And there you're going to see my credentials, okay, as well. All right. So for those of you who are my current subscribers, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I know I've been out for a bit, but I am now back here with all of you. So no worries. We're going to get back to the swing of things. I'm going to do a super chat later. So if you have a burning question in the back of your mind, listen, make sure that you come back for that. Okay. All right, let's see. Purified Soul, you wrote, I'm already with this person. Oh, there you go. So things are looking good. Purified Soul, there you are. It says, yes, whatever my spirit tells me, I listen to do it and I act accordingly. Yeah, that came through very, very. You wrote, it's me. Thank you so much for your super sticker. All right, so it's me. You're gonna get an extra my apologies, it's me again. Sorry, I was thank you again. Let's see. I'm already with this person. Thank you so much. Oh, okay, so there you go. All right, that looks good, by the way. All right, so if you want to know more about that connection, I'm doing a super chat later, or anything that you want to know more about, I'll be taking your questions. Okay, so Purified Soul says it resonates 100%. It's me again. Welcome. Thank you so much, Purified Soul. Thank you so much. It's me again for your super sticker. I greatly appreciate it. Let's take a look here. It's me again and find out what potential soul lessons you need to know, or what you may still be potentially completing while this Neptune transit has been taking place since 2012 in Pisces. Okay, yes, it did its little peekaboo. In what I mean peekaboo, it's like it goes in for a little bit and then it pops right back out. So that's what's going on ever since March through October 2025. It's been in Aries doing a little peekaboo. Okay, but it's gonna pop right back out of that little position or little time frame that was there. It's going to go right back into Pisces where it's been for 14 years. Okay, it's going to complete its retrograde there. And then on January 26, 2026, it's going to leave Pisces. Bye-bye. And it's going to go enter into Aries for about 14 years. Okay, that's usually the cycle that Neptune has with whomever, or whichever, I should say, whichever astrological sign it falls into. So let's take a look here. It's me again, and see what's coming through in regards to what you're meant to integrate, right? What are you meant to integrate before that next 14-year cycle begins? All right, so we'll see what soul lessons you've learned, what you could be potentially completing here, and let's see what comes through for you. It's me again. Let's see what's coming through. And of course, you're going to have an extra longer reading. So Myra, you're going to have to wait a little longer. Okay, Myra? All right, it's me again. You have the Lovers and the Two of Swords. Okay, you also have the Emperor here. All right, so during that 14-year transit, it all depends where you may have been, your age-wise, chronologically, okay? So I'm going to just talk about 3 age groups here that may connect to you. It may or may not, but just to give you an awareness here. Okay, if you were born in the 90s, in 2020, in 2012, you were either in your early teens or early 20s, which means that the 14-year span, there was a lot of growth there happening also, okay? If you were born in the 80s, then in 2012, you may have been in your early 20s or early 30s. Or if you were born in the 70s, in 2012, you were in your early 30s to early 40s. Okay, why am I talking about 2012? Well, that's when Neptune entered Pisces. Okay, that's that 14-year span. So wherever you may have been age-wise, okay, during that time frame, there could have been here some type of lessons having to do with the following. You could have fallen in love for the first time, or you could have had a very meaningful connection, marriage, commitment, soul to soul connection. It may have been a false twin soul, twin flame, soulmate type of energy, or it could have been here something super, super valuable and very, very much connected to you. Okay. Whatever this is, the Lover's Card in Tarot is ruled by Gemini. So Gemini is ruled by Mercury. All right. So there could have been a lot of shifts in the way that you see things, your perspectives. You may have been very much experiencing some type of awakening, learning something here. All right. There could have been here, like I said, falling in love for the first time, having very meaningful connections. It doesn't have to be all romantic, okay? It could be love and romance, but it could also be more bonding with friends, family, loved ones at that time as well. Remember, this cycle is still completing itself, so this could also be connected to what's coming up on October 22nd, okay, through January 2026. But it says, I trust my knowing and make a commitment. Now, here's the thing. There could have been a very big lesson that you may have had to learn here with a very deep connection. There may have been here either a breakup, separation, or divorce. You could have had like your first breakup. You could have had maybe a dissolution here of a marriage or of a connection. But whatever this was, there was the sense here of you disconnecting from that. Now, Neptune, okay, rules or governs or influences anything having to do with intuition, anything having to do with dreams, spirituality, your sixth senses, okay, the unseen realms. What does that mean? The ethereal, spiritual connection. So if we're looking at it from that aspect, okay, so I talked about the love aspect. Now I'm going to talk about the spirituality aspect. The lovers here is you connecting with your higher self. This connection with you being able to connect with your higher self. Okay. You being able to listen to the messages that you were getting here, maybe during that time, during the 14 years, or the message that you may be still getting here. Okay. I feel at the beginning, when you realize that your intuition was a key valuable resource, you may have been a little bit on the fence, not knowing what to do with this super sixth sense or super power, so to speak. Okay. And you may have been like, I don't know what to do. I'm a little bit confused. It was a little bit of internal confusion. Should I listen? Should I not? Indecisive, maybe a little bit guarded in regards to to that, like not knowing what to do with it, right? Like, for example, for me, I was born with my intuitive gifts. And so, of course, when I was 4 or 5, that was, it was something I didn't understand. So it was like, what do I do with this? But I feel here that you have figured something out, or you're figuring how to connect more with that part. The Lovers here says, I trust my knowing and make a commitment. And whatever, and the Two of Swords here says, whatever I decide, I trust the outcome. So there may be here this energy of you trusting more what you are feeling or what is coming through in regards to your intuition. It's like you you listen to it more now than maybe you ever did before. Okay, let's see what else unfolds here for you. What are you meant to integrate? Oh, there you go. So you have the oh, is it just one? Yeah. So you have the Mountain. It wasn't an easy feat. It wasn't easy for you. The Mountain here is about blockages, it's about challenges, it's about delays, it's about barriers. Okay. It could also be you kind of saying to yourself, maybe during those early years here of Neptune in Pisces, where you were like, I don't know how to navigate, this spirituality, this kind of inner calling that I'm getting here, or I don't know how to navigate too well in something that was very near and dear to your heart. All right. There may have been a pause. There may have been a dark night of the soul also here for you. Okay. During 2012 all the way to 2025, there could have been that kind of like figuring how, like deciding here, like how can I move past an indecision? Let's see what else is coming through for you. You have here the Rider. Now, the Rider is a good card with the Bouquet. Yeah, so there's a sense of you've learned to appreciate the messages that you are getting from your higher self. You've learned to listen to it. You've learned to appreciate it. You've learned here, or you are completing the sense. Especially here with the Bouquet, there's the sense of being grateful. Maybe even, listen carefully, maybe even being very grateful for the lessons that you learned during this Mountain type of energy, okay, during these obstacles and challenges, because it may have gotten you out from an indecisive type of energy into something, or in a connection, or maybe a connection with yourself, to be more at peace, to gain the clarity of the mind. And it's interesting because it's coming across as I should be reading this reading for you from right to left, because that's the energy that I'm getting. I always read from left to right, but the energy that's coming through is from right to left. So it's kind of like, again, there may have been a period here of being indecisive about something, or feeling up in the air with something, but there's a sense that as you're completing this cycle, October 22nd through January 2026, there's a sense of you gaining a lot more clarity about this and being more appreciative of those messages or experiences. You have here both. Okay, so you have here both, it's me again, and you have money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. All right, so that could be here something that could be coming up for you. All right, there could also be here you listening to your intuition, or listening to your sixth senses has brought you a lot of really good, and it's allowed you to have a good outcome. Maybe it's been painful, okay, but it's been a good outcome, because there's something here about you getting out of those experiences. There you go. Hills is all about obstacles and outcomes. Yeah, it's as if you've been able to move past them. And by the way, you have two decks here, very different from this. Actually, it came out 3 times. Two of Swords into the Lovers, and like I said, I'm feeling the energy coming from left to right with these two here. Okay, so yeah, and then the Bouquet with the Rider. So being in appreciation of those obstacles and challenges and barriers. And then you have both money and yeah, it's like, it's brought some type of awareness for you. Okay, it's paid off in some way, shape, or form. Hello, Pattern Breaker Tarot. I can't see it's too far, but I see your name. Hello, welcome. Look at that bat. Take care. Enemies are working against you. Yeah, there may have been a very big period here during this. Like I said, it could have been a brand new awareness here during this 14-year cycle where someone, it may have been your first love, or a connection where there was more, marriage connection, a long-term connection here, but something happens. There was some type of ending here. And that ending made you aware of something. It made you aware that you can overcome something. And I feel if this is connected to a connection, and you may have done a whole lot better money-wise or career-wise the minute that connection maybe had gone its separate ways. And if it's not a connection, it could be something connected to family. So if you decided to disconnect with family, it's like it brought you some sense of like, it cleared something up here for you. All right, let's see what else is coming through. Ooh, butterfly just flipped over. Ooh, wait a minute. Hold on. That was a snake. Wait. That was a snake. Because remember, there's something here about this challenge. This could be giving you, yeah. You see? All right. During this 14-year transit of Pisces, of Neptune in Pisces, and again, is doing a little peekaboo in Aries since March to October, and Neptune is going back into Pisces, or re-entering, I should say, on October 22nd. You have this coming up 1, 2, 3, 4 times in your reading. And I feel it's very much connected to this lovers. There could have been someone or a connection. This could be in any. It could be in love. It could be in work. It could be with family. But something here, there was some sense of deception or manipulation here. But what's interesting is that you have the butterfly. So you were able to learn something from that. And you allowed yourself, or you have been allowing yourself throughout this transit. And again, it's not over. It's going to continue until January 2026, where it's going to now then finally go into Aries. But there's a transformation here of, you learning or being able to be more, you're more discerning about the people that are around you and how to heal from the past. So this 14-year period it seems like it's been challenging, but it's also been a moment where you have learned to overcome. And it's not coming across as one challenge. There's been multiple. There's been multiple here. And there may have been experiences where you may have had multiple people that you've encountered that have been a little bit on the shady side, or have been, maybe not looking out at your best interests. So that's why I feel here that it's like, instead of listening to other people or believing in other people, it's like you may have made up your mind here with the lovers to pay attention and to listen to your own intuition rather than to other people. So that is what's coming through. All right, so that was the free part or the extra part of your reading. Now we're going to go into the next part. I'm very curious to see how this may resonate with things here in general, but we'll see that later. All right, so let's see what else is coming through. So what are you meant to integrate before the next 14-year cycle begins? So I feel it's the integration of learning to evolve, growth, healing, paying attention more to your intuition than to placing all your faith into another person or into relationships. That could be romantic or non-romantic, because there have been people here who have backstabbed you, because that's how it's coming through, especially with the bat. Remember, the bat says, take care, enemies are working against you. So, you may have, people even around you today who may still be jealous of how amazing you are you're becoming this butterfly. You've been out of the cocoon. Let's see. Willpower. Yeah, your drive and willpower has allowed you to ground yourself here. You see what I'm saying? The earth and the intuition. It's like you're listening to your intuition and you're putting it into practice now. You trust your intuition more now than maybe you have before. Okay, when this cycle started back in 2012. So there's this sense of like, now you're like, nope, I'm listening to me. How do they say this? If I'm gonna bet on somebody, I'm gonna bet on myself. That type of energy is what's coming through. So let's see what else. By the way, after It's Me Again, we have Myra. Myra, you are up next, so don't go anywhere, Myra. You see? Hostilities. You may still be in this energy where you may have people who are straight up envious or jealous about you. And again, and as I always mention, there are different types of jealousy, and there are different types of ways this could resonate. Okay, remember, just because someone is jealous or envious of you, they may not listen. Some people, yeah, they want what you have. Okay, so let's just say it like it is. Look at that, you have cornucopia after. They want what you have. Okay, so that's one. But there's another part of jealousy and envy that, where the energy, and I've encountered this myself in my own life, where it's not that someone wants what you want. I mean, they don't want what you have. They have what they have. They're happy with what they have. They just don't want you to get what you deserve. You see what I'm saying? So jealousy and envy, there may be people here who are either they are jealous of what you have and what you have acquired, the transformation that you have evolved towards. And there are people who they're good where they are, but they just don't want to see you thriving. They don't want to see you achieving. But it doesn't matter, because you have the drive and the willpower to really cut those people, to see through them. Remember, Two of Swords with hostility here. They both have swords. It says, whatever I decide, I trust on the outcome. Like I said, you bet on you. You're not betting on other people to do, to do the right thing, because that may not have been the case in the 14 years that you've had Neptune in Pisces. And it's like, no, I'm banking on me now. I am banking on my intuition, on my ability to win and to be victorious, because I got to listen to my higher self. And that may be resulting here for you by the end of this Neptune in Pisces transition, where you may be getting an overflow here. And by the way, you may be seeing the number 1111 or angel numbers. Okay, so either angel numbers having to do with 1 or angel numbers having to do with 3s, I'm getting. Okay, so just be, and once you do get those, that's just sign, symbol, synchronicities from your spiritual guides. All right. Cornucopia, it's about a really nice harvest. And I wouldn't be surprised if like October, November until like December, mid-December, where you start seeing the fruits of your labor, because cornucopia, it's about getting the harvest. Okay. Look at that. You have the sun. By the way, the sun wants to come out and play today, because this is like the 3rd or 4th reading it's come out today. And I've been shuffling. I'm an aggressive shuffler. Sometimes people aren't aggressive shufflers because they don't know how to shuffle. But I know how to shuffle. So I shuffle and shuffle. So this coming out for you is telling you that there may be a victorious time up ahead, or you may be reaping the rewards. Okay, something may be in the spotlight. You may be placed in the spotlight. There may be something here connected to being in the public eye, social media, influencer, people knowing who you are, knowing your name, whether it's in your career, in your work, or something here connected to your intuition as well. Okay, especially if you work with your intuition, like for example, like you tell someone something like, hey, I have a feeling, and then it comes up, and then that person's like, wow, you're really good. And that type of, like, you get noticed. That's what's coming through. But the sun here says your perseverance is rewarded. Okay. All right. So your perseverance and how you're moving through your obstacles and challenges within these 14 years, especially during this re-entering of Neptune back into Pisces, this is looking good. There's going to be something beneficial here for you. It's me again. I want to thank you yet again for your beautiful super. Greatly appreciate it. All right. So, very, very beautiful reading. Now, listen, for those of you who are interested, I will be taking your personal questions. That's not going to be a free reading, but if you are interested in getting a reading with me, I'm going to come back later. I'm going to have a super chat live, and you can ask me any open-ended question that I'm going to have for you in the description. So, if you're interested in that, it's going to be a marathon of channeling today. I know I've been away for a while, but as you guys know, I am a university professor, and so I've been super busy. But I wanted to dedicate this Saturday to you guys, and Sunday, because I'll be back here tomorrow. And I'm going to be back here Monday. Okay. So you can count on that. You missed it now. Don't worry. All right. So I want to see what It's Me Again wrote. I haven't had an opportunity. First of all, intuitive friends, I can't see from far away like that. Okay. So I'm just saying, and my phone is far away. And and then secondly, those messages are super tiny. Unless I have some type of eagle vision, there is no way that I can see what's going on over there. So I'm going to reach. Look how far. I got to reach out and then bring it out. All right. It's me again. So, by the way, up next we have Myra. So, Myra, if you're here, let me know. So, let's see. It's me again. Oh, pattern breaker tarot roll, an aggressive shuffler. Yeah, I am. I'm like, oh, thank you for the hugs, pattern breaker tarot. Thank you so much. It's me again. Wow, you wrote a lot. Okay, say I was in my late 30s in 2012. It was the beginning of my spiritual journey. See? Yep. Every time I'm gonna do a ding. Let's see, validation confirmation. Told ya that there was a big shift there. Let's see, another one. A spiritual journey through a false soul connection. As you said, there you go. Look, huge transformation in that area. Validation confirmation. Ding, ding. It was a very transitioning period for me because I was dealing with the completion of the passing away of both my parents back then. Yep, I could tell there was an emotional situation. Exactly. I leaned what's important into my life. I was aligned with my path as a healer. Ha! There you told you. Your intuition was super high peak there. Everything was always has a price, but we focus on the positive and we gain in the end. Yep. Yes, I have disconnected from my siblings, unfortunately, because they have, okay. Yep. Jealousy. Told ya. Envious. I knew it was someone there. It was very sad, but necessary action. Yep. I was backstabbed. Yep, there you go. That was that snake energy. Many times, but nothing brought me down. My pain. Oh, yeah, exactly. I'm working a lot with my. Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much. It's me again for giving the validation confirmation. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yes. Very, very interesting. Yes, I have delivered many messages to people that have come true. There you go. Thank you very much. An amazing reading once again. You're awesome. I appreciate you. Yes. And by the way, it's me again. There may be more coming in for you, meaning like you may be placed in the spotlight with that talent, with your having to do with your intuition. You know what I mean? Your six senses. So just be on the lookout for that because there may be more people coming to you. Okay, especially if you're a reader or you do readings, whether you're a mediumship, whether it's mediumship, whether it's tarot, whether it's whatever it is, whatever energy healing practice, you may get more people. So just keep that out. Hello, Daniela. Yes, Daniela, you are last on the list because I did call your name. You weren't here before, but no worries. Okay. All right. Yes, I have a teeny tiny a teeny tiny singing bowl. This is my root chakra singing bowl. Okay. All right. So up next we have Myra. Myra, where are you? It's your turn. Myra, if you're not here, I'm going to go to the next person. Jock Calisthenics, are you here? Just want to know if you're here. Jock Calisthenics, are you here? All right, so Myra doesn't seem to be here. How about Jack Calisthenics? Jock, are you here? All right. So if you're not here, no worries. I'll call you once again. Again, thank you so much. It's me for your super. Myra, Jock. After Ed, I'm going to call again the people that I have called before and didn't come back. Oh, there you go. Wonderful. Wonderful. It's me again. You see, it's come through. I'm telling you, there's something here about you getting a glow up. You're going to get more people, more clients, more people, more notoriety. People are going to know it. I'm telling you, it's coming across as like public, being in the public light. All right. Hey, listen, I'm always down and open for collaborations. So listen, if that's the case, we'd love to chat more about that behind the scenes, So but yeah, Ed, if you're here, come on down. Okay, so Ed, I see you here. I see you, Ed. Welcome, Ed. Hello, Ed, my dear. Welcome back. For those of you who are new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notification bell and all alerts so that you can also take part in these free readings, okay? Please note that I will be doing a super chat live later where I will be focusing on answering your questions, okay? So feel free to connect with me later if you have a pending burning question. And of course, as I always remind you, these messages are for entertainment purposes only. Ed, give me a thumbs up, my dear, because you're up next. Ed, give me a thumbs up. Oh, well, that's a thumbs up and a super. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ed, for that beautiful super. Greatly appreciate it. All right. So, Ed, thank you so much for that. And of course, you're going to get an extended reading here. I do want to remind you that I am channeling messages focusing on what did you write here? You see, I can't see from far. I always got to bring it close. I have a stellium in one of my Mercury. 35 years old. It's in my 12th house cycle. Okay, good. So this is important for you. Super important. All right. Thank you so much for that. Those are just like what Ed is sharing, and you guys can see it if you're looking at the chat. Sharing some placements there on his astrological natal chart. So there you go. There you go. Okay, so this is super important for you. Why? Well, 14 years is a long time, but also Neptune is re-entering Pisces October 22nd all the way to January 2026, okay? And so Neptune has been in Pisces since 2012. That's going to be super important, okay? Because this is very much connected to like a 14-year span, which is continuing once it re-enters Pisces. Neptune re-enters Pisces on October 22nd. So for those of you who are a little bit confused, you're like, well, how can that happen in both? Okay, well, it's doing a little peekaboo session. Neptune is doing a little peekaboo session. It has been doing so since March. okay, of 2025, all the way through October 25th, right? So it's doing that little peekaboo placement, but it has been the majority of the time, okay, when Neptune entered Pisces, it started in 2012, okay? Now, January 26, 2026, Neptune is going to be permanently in Aries for about 14 years. So that's going to be a whole different shift, okay? So if you guys are really liking this type of you guys usually do, because I did one for Venus in retrograde, Mercury in retro. I've done several. I don't do them often, but I do them when I do feel that there's like some really big shift happening, or is coming your way. All right. So Ed, let's see here. What are you meant to integrate before the next 14-year cycle begins? I think that question is more to the point than the one that I was saying before. I mean, it does connect to your soul lessons, and it does connect to what you do need to potentially complete as well. So we'll see how this comes up for you, okay? For those of you who missed your turn, no worries. I will go start back to the reading. Look at that, the Emperor. This is you all day, every day. Okay, this is you all day, every day, Ed. You always get fire with me. It's like, boy, oh boy, you and your brother, you guys always get fire with me. But there you go. You have the Emperor, okay? The Emperor, all right? And the Seven of Swords with the Six of Swords. Okay, listen, this is what's coming through throughout this 14-year cycle, which we're not finished yet. Okay, we're not finished with the cycle yet. It's gonna re-enter. Neptune is gonna re-enter Pisces on November 22nd. And I keep saying that because it sounds confusing, especially if you don't know too. I know about astrology. I'm not an astrologer, but I can say I know astrology 101, 102. But from there on, that's not my area of expertise. But with the knowledge that I do know, okay, and with the channeled messages that are coming in, this is telling me here that during the 14-year cycle, which is still obviously moving itself out the way, there were experiences here that you may have experienced, especially with the Seven of Swords, some people or environments where you may have been deceived, or you may have deceived someone, or someone may have deceived you. There's deception here, however that this may resonate, okay? Seven of Swords energy. There could have been backstabbing, people saying things that weren't true, defamation of character, lying, trying to say things that haven't been true, or trying to plot something against you. Seven of Swords here, manipulation of facts, manipulation of information, because swords energy is communication, so or the clarity of the mind, people saying things to change someone's perspective of view. All right. Now, I do feel that whatever this is, you see, it says, I take great care of what I value. Okay. You decided through those, 14 years and counting, because like I said, we're Neptune is going to re-enter Pisces, where you actually don't give a flying fig Newton what people have to say anymore. You just don't give a crap. You're like, you know what? Say whatever you want. You're no longer in this kind of like, where maybe you would be really pissed and aggressive, or, pissed off, or you would get into an argument. Now you're like, listen, you want to think that? Go ahead. Whatever floats your boat, because I have gained the maturity throughout these 14 years and counting, October 22nd, 2025, all the way to January, where you're like, listen, I don't care. You want to think that? Go ahead, whatever you feel like it. Because guess what? I've earned my position. I've earned my success. I've earned to sit on my throne. So you can say whatever you want, but you're not going to knock me from where I've allowed myself to learn the lessons that have got me to where I am now. You see what I'm saying? You're in a better position now. So basically this is telling me that you have decided throughout the 14 years to cut these people out, not listen, move away from them, let them go, and move to calmer shores. Six of Swords. I know that peaceful times will come. You've allowed yourself to say bye-bye to those toxic people, negative people, whatever this is. You're like, see ya, even environments. Okay, so it wasn't people, it was the environment. You're like, I gotta go. I gotta go because I'm in my emperor era. Okay, now that may have taken a lot of trials and tribulations. So I'm not saying that you got here quickly, but when you did get here, when that maturity kicked in, okay, when that maturity kicked in, it's been like, ta-da. Now look at the person that all of you people were talking about and making comments about and saying that I have this, that, and the other. Look where I am now. Look at how the universe has positioned me. Okay. And so the emperor is ruled by Aries. So you may have some type of fire on your astrological natal chart, maybe in important placements, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Okay. So those important placements here are coming through with this emperor here. Okay. So I feel that you've created very firm boundaries that, you don't allow people to cross. I feel that there is a sense of not only maturity, but also the sense of authority and power. Your ability here to really place yourself in a position where, you know what, it doesn't matter. You're up here and those comments and energy are down here. Okay. Let's see what else is coming through. Again, what you are meant to integrate here in regards to this Neptune re-entering Pisces and the fact that Neptune has been in Pisces for 14 years. Okay. And by the way, if you do have some, Neptune is going to enter Aries in 2026. So that may be another important period for you. Look at that. What did I say? Six of Swords. You letting go of the deception, the defamation, the lies, the storytellers, the manipulators, the gaslighters. You letting go of that, learning from those mistakes. Emperor, okay, you learned from it. Now you're in a different position to open yourself to a new beginning. The Child, okay, you may have had from 2012 to 2025, you may have had a child or children also. So that may be literal, but this could also be figurative. Okay. Brand new energy, new cycle. Yeah. A blessing. Like I said, listen, you may have been blessed with an actual child or children during that time, or blessed to start a new beginning. Okay. And you know how this is coming through. It's coming through that, especially if you were, listen, if this is connected to a child, okay, if you had a child and the Seven of Swords and you're not with the partner, okay, listen carefully. If you're no longer with that person, the Seven of Swords is saying that that was a really tricky period in time that you had with this person. This person may have been that person who was, making things a little extra difficult. Okay. There may have been jealousy, obsession, backstabbing, saying things that aren't true to portray you in a different light. You may have made some mistakes there too. Listen, we're not perfect, but there's like a lot. I'm getting like being attacked. So it could have been coming from that person here for the Seven of Swords. But there were, listen, so even if this was a very turbulent time here with this person or in this environment, it's talking about the blessing of having children. So you were blessed with, children here or new beginnings here. Okay. You left that behind, not the children, but I'm saying you left that connection or that toxic energy in order for you to focus more in a healthy way with your new beginning or with children. So either way. I do feel that whatever this situation, circumstance, or event with the Seven of Swords and the Six of Swords, okay, with this energy here of Neptune, which entered Pisces in 2012 and will be re-entering. Look at that. You saw what I did, right? You see, I told you I'm an aggressive shuffler. If something falls out, it's because it's meant to. Okay. And I'm going to talk about this because this is coming with this energy that I just mentioned. Let me just tell you that I forgot what I was saying. Parrot, someone will gossip. Look, look, look what I was telling you. I told you there was somebody here saying a lot of something that wasn't true. I talked about that with the Seven of Swords, deception, someone saying something that wasn't true, or if it was, it were exaggerated. Maybe there may have been a little bit of truth to it. Maybe you deserved it. I don't know. But there was more about manipulation and backstabbing there than anything else. And this person may have taken advantage of that and made something very, really, really big situation out of it. There you go. Parrot, someone will gossip about all your secrets. Being the fact that we're not out of that Neptune in Pisces, although it is right now in Aries from March to August, from March to October. It's going to re-enter Pisces October 22nd all the way to January 2026. Be careful with this energy. Still today, especially if you still have kids, even if things like you're like, oh, things, got better or whatever, there could always be a potential of this coming back around. You stay centered in your throne and you'll be fine. Stay grounded. Let's see what else is coming through. Look, validation, confirmation. I told you. Woman, dealing or relationship with a woman. I'm telling you, oh, I was just going to take one and I ended up taking two. Casket, someone getting out of, it could have been, what did I, ding, 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 ding. What did I say? Could be connected to a very important chapter in your life within those I want to say 17, and it's not 17, it's 14, but I don't know. Want to say something about 17, so I don't know what that, maybe the 17th of a month is important, or the number 17 is important, but I've been wanting to say 14 and I keep saying, stepping over the word 17. So there you go. That is telling you a lot. Let's see what else is coming through here for you, Ed. Ooh, all right. New information, new beginning. Maybe you are now in the energy of meeting someone new, opening up to a new beginning in your love life. Okay, so something ended for you to begin something new, perhaps here with someone new. Okay, so this date could be someone that you are interested in now, or maybe interested here between October and January. And this casket came out. Remember, casket is about endings, but also you have here cutting down. So again, the cutting of one relationship in order to connect with a new beginning or a new connection. Because now, or I should say during this time of integration of this energy, which you're meant to integrate, is to place yourself in a more solidified, grounded energy. Okay, so you are making empowering choices for yourself here during this Neptune in Pisces that's going to re-enter on October 22nd all the way to January. So you may be entering this new cycle of starting to meet someone new, starting to connect, getting yourself out with towards the single route. If you are in a connection, this could be talking about that also, a new beginning. Okay, it could be again ending some, this could also be here for you. Ed, that you are in a position of more maturity now. So you're more into this energy of connecting with someone, kind of equally in your plane, and you're no longer interested in people who are energy vampires or don't have something to offer, or not that they have to offer something, but what are they come what beautiful values are they coming towards a connection with you? You know, you want someone who values your values and things of that nature, especially if you have kids, someone who may have a natural maternal instinct. That is what's coming through. Okay, all right, let's take a look at the next part of your reading, which this is the part that it's more of the times, but I'm not gonna set the timer here. Yeah, angel of balance. You balanced out. You've been more discerning. You know the people and the environments and the energies that you need to let go, and you're more open to the new, more healthy energies that are coming in. You have learned to decipher, you know, what resonates and what is a blessing here for you. And you've been, I don't know if it's you're asking the right questions now, you're more focused on being more aligned with, you know, your values. But if you get anything that resembles this energy from the connection that you may have had in the past or recent past, it's like you just walk away from it. So beautiful energy there. Patience. Like I said, this wasn't something that happened overnight, and it's not something that will happen overnight, because as I said, October 22nd to January 2026, Neptune is going to re-enter Pisces. So there may be still a little bit of more waiting here on some things, but all in all, this Emperor energy, and this Emperor energy being you are more you're more open to leaning into making the choices that are best for you and moving in the direction of that. Last but not least, Ed, let's see what else is coming through for you. Very, very insightful reading here. A lot of validation confirmation in regards to the cards to each other and the storyline that, you know, I'm channeling here for you. So there you go. Let's see what else. Fire. What did I tell you? I'm telling you and fire, honey. Validation confirmation. I told you at the top of you started with fire and you're ending with fire. This is good. I mean, this is good. It's just, it's funny how this always happens in your reading. Okay, so there you go. You have fire. Okay. Reckless actions lead to conflict. And I feel this has a lot to do with the cycles that you learn and are completing. Okay. I feel that this Neptune 14-year cycle, you have learned. Remember that I said we all make mistakes. I was feeling like there were some things here that it's just lack of maturity there. But, you know, there are other things here that you're just like more connected to your fire, your passion, your drive. Here, with this Neptune entering Pisces, this could also be you putting your intuition in action. Okay, really not just listening to it, but really making sure that you do what you are feeling, you do what your intuition is telling you. Okay, so it's like you're no longer going to be, you know, passive. You're very active in regards to, number one, cutting people that need to be cut from your life. Okay, but also very much here into you really standing in your power, sitting in your power. Okay, the Emperor here, fire again. So validation confirmation, I said it at the top of the reading, I'm going to say it again. You may have very important placements having to do with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Take a look at who you have astrologically in your 12th house. You may have a fire sign there. You don't have to. Either a fire or air. I'm getting fire or air. Okay, there as well. It could also be water, because you have the casket here. Casket is the death card in tarot, so there may be a little bit of water somewhere, but all in all, that is what I'm getting here for you. I mean, Ed, look at that. The hand of fate. Forces beyond your control intervene. Very interesting. Things, give me 1 second. I'm feeling that there's this last cycle from October to January. October to January. October to January. Yeah. You know, we are going to go into Sagittarius season. There may, yeah, because I'm talking about the calendar, as in the time calendar. All right, so listen carefully because I'm getting two messages. Number one, we're entering Sagittarius season. There's something that may be fated, destined for you, that you may be seeing either one or two, either during Sagittarius season, and that's November and December, or during Aries season, which by the way is the astrological new year, and that's going to happen in January. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's going to happen in, I want to say March, April of 2026. There may be something very much fated and destined for you to come. It may be connected to work. It doesn't have to, but it could be connected here to something that you maybe you've been there's something here about your heart's passion or career coming through for you. So pay attention to Sagittarius season and Aries season, okay? And interesting because Neptune is going into Aries on January 26, 2026. So there may be another shift there. So this could be talking about Neptune going into Aries permanently in January 26, 2026. Or this could be talking about something destined for you that's coming up during Sagittarius season in 2025, or in the mark of the new astrological year with Aries, that's March of 2026, April 2026. So you have a lot of things coming through for you there. We'll see how that may resonate with you as time goes on. That being said, Ed, thank you so much for your super. Greatly appreciate it. All right, intuitive friends, thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much for your love, your loyalty, and your support. Ed, thank you again for your super. I greatly appreciate it. I hope that has given you some type of clarity. And of course, I hope that that has resonated for you. So very, very interesting reading there for you. A lot there coming through in regards to what you're meant to integrate before January 26, 2026. So very, very interesting. All right. Yeah, and of course, it could be spiritual gifts. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been saying that too. You know, Neptune rules Pisces in the modern, you know, astrology. You know, Neptune rules Pisces. Neptune influences, is very much connected to higher intuition, okay? Spirituality, psychic abilities, sixth senses abilities. So for sure, that makes a lot of sense there. Especially, again, you may have been dealing more with that while Neptune has been into Pisces. So that makes a lot of sense for sure. All right, Ed, thank you so much for your love, your loyalty, and your support. And again, thank you so much for your super. All right, intuitive friends. Now I'm going to go back to the people that I called before and may have missed their turn. Okay, so I'm going to go back into calling you guys, you intuitive friends, those that missed round one when I called your name before and you weren't here. This is your last opportunity to join. And then, intuitive friends, please join me for the super chat. Okay, my super chats, not this, what's coming up later, are $15. Okay, now I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm going to tell you what I see. There are people on YouTube who charge 30, 26, 25. They charge a whole lot more for it. So if you're interested in getting a reading, you ask, I answer, then make sure that you join me for my super chat. Okay? So you can ask me a question and I will give you as much clarity as I can. And those readings tend to be like about 15 minutes or so. Okay? Or sometimes they go into 20 minutes, but you know. All right. That being said, let's go back to the list. And let's do the last call for tarot with Tanvi. Tarot with Tanvi, are you here? Tarot with Tanvi, are you here? Daniela, are you here? If you are here, let me know. Because okay. Hi, Divine Timing. Hello, my dear. How are you? The reading is closed, but I'm coming back later for you ask and I answer super chat live. So if something's been in the back of your mind, figure out what the question is because I'm going to come back later and do that. Okay. All right. Yeah. For the free one, it's late. Myra, are you here? Myra, are you here? All right. So Tanvi, Daniela, Myra, are you here? All right. Jock, are you here? Jock, are you here? Thank you so much, intuitive friends, for your beautiful thumbs up. And I see some of you also have given some thanks. Thank you for the beautiful thanks that I get from you guys. Really appreciate it. All right. All right. So, Jock, you're not here. No worries, intuitive friends. You'll catch me during the week. But just so you know, for those of you who are interested, I am coming back later to do the super chat. You ask, I answer, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.